for snacks on the road.
Legit. That seems legit. Legit. That seems legit. Legit. That seems legit.
Sorry, I shut down our stream and then restarted it way by accident. Okay, I was trying to fix things. So I literally turned off our entire stream and then set it up, and now everyone can see us. Sorry, guys, we're professionals.
Oh, we're live. Good. We were talking about souffle hats.
All right, so hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in to our Lost Legacy Growth Quest. It's Kellen's turn because unfortunately, Chris cannot make it tonight, but we're gonna keep it going. So it's been a while. It's been a few weeks. Work's been crazy. Life's been crazy. So let's get right into it. Which is we're unconventional heroes. You're on our stream, so hopefully you know that. But we're doing a D&D live play of a campaign called Lost Legacy, written in our own universe that Rennie and I helped kind of co-write together. So what happened in the past is our heroes, which a few of them only currently it's focusing on Kellen, but the rest of the group, they all went and tried and they defeated this ancient cult, but unfortunately it struck down this wizened wizard, which happened to be a simulacrum, and now the cult might respawn or something bad might be coming, so they must seek out the true Norm and find him. And so each character has kind of gone on their own and ventured off into the world and of Chaldea, and now, or the continent of Chaldea, and now they are kind of like a year-long sojourn until they meet back up in the village of Narmore. And so tonight we focus on Kellen. So besides that, like I said, we're D&D live play, and I guess I should introduce you to my players and their characters. And I guess the guest of honor tonight is Norm. So Norm, why don't you go first? Introduce yourself, tell them who you're playing.
Okay, my name is Norm. I'll be playing Kellen, also known as Kaboom. As he's exploring his powers, he realized he likes to blow stuff up, so he's going to go full out with Kaboom. And I kind of wanted my guy to be the last guy on the growth quest. I don't know, because of my connection with Norm. I really wanted to see what was happening with the other adventures. They've been great, by the way, if you haven't seen them. But I'm just happy to be here, a little excited and a little apprehensive at the same time.
All right.
Next. That is a perfect mix.
That is excellent. Everything we need. We'll go with Rennie because Julia's a little busy in this moment. So I'll start with Rennie. Why don't you tell us who you are, what you're playing, and also, I guess if you have any projects, because I definitely skipped over that.
It's fine. Hi guys, I'm Rennie. This is a kind of homebrew world setting, kind of ground up, and me and Gene spent hours upon hours talking about and building together. It's been a lot of fun, kind of exploring the different corners of the continent with the different growth quests. Tonight, I will be playing Chazalwort Marble, a gnomish ranger. From the Verdant Sea area of Chaldea. As far as projects go, I'm just fucking making it. I'm just getting through.
That is fair. I'm sure we'll work on more stuff once our schedules are not crazy, but who knows when that'll be. All right, last but not least, Julia.
Hello. Today, for the growth quest, I will be playing Wig Do Button, and I'm a druid and very strange, and that's all you need to know for now. Projects, nothing much happening for me either. Just living, working, the daily grind. You get it. I'm sure you all do. That's why we're here. So, yeah, that's me.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, so this is again a live play game, D&D, and so we have not a unique thing, but something I kind of came up with and a lot of people like and use, and it's great. So you can use your channel points, which are little potions, to buy group inspiration, or you could buy player inspiration, which can be to a specific player or to the entire group, and then they choose how to use it. Or you could spend it a little bit more expensive and buy me inspiration, which will definitely likely be used against them, but sometimes it can be used for them. Depends on how I feel about the role. So, I guess, without further ado, that's pretty much everything I have. So I don't really have any music for this session because I just did not properly plan all that. Um, yeah, Julie, if you wanna,
I was about to say, do I still
you,
have permissions? Because I could
yeah,
probably
I
jump
think
in
you
and
do.
throw some stuff on. Oh, let me see if I can find something nice and hobbity.
Okay,
That's
so
free.
besides that, yeah, we're going. I use 2 minute tabletop for some maps and tokens, and I also may be using official WotC maps and stuff. So I'm just giving credit where credit's due. So, uh, we start off with Kellen. You're looking for your father's lab. You're looking for this place that he escaped from that he's not really willing to go back to. And it's led you to a town called Cornhenge. Cornhenge is in the Verdant Sea, and it's like almost like a few miles of corn mazes and corn fields that are tended and gardened. But the big center of this place is a large hillock that looks like it has like 3 or 4 stone pillars, kind of like a Stonehenge esque, and that's in the center of this area. That's about a mile or two away from town, but that's kind of how people navigate to this place through these rolling hills and heavy grasslands. Is you can always see this corn hen just like structure in the distance, so it's a great navigating point. And it's kind of in, like, I would say probably like northeastern side of the Verdant Sea, which is near the mountains but not quite touching. Still these rolling hills. And that's, Kellen, where you are. You've kind of explored this area. You've noticed that, coming from where you came up from the northwest. Like, you kind of came south through the human kingdoms of Draven Rest and headed into these grassy lands where you've seen small hamlets, small towns, and different things among these rolling hills. Again, you've seen lots of ruins as well, and you've always heard that there's always caution about like threats like ogres and hill giants, and those things that the small folk fear. Lucky for you, you had a little money and a little coin in your seasoned adventure, but you met up with a group of travelers, and they kind of look like rough and tumble, definitely like able to move. Some of them had like helmets that had grass and stuff like put into it, so when they're bobbing through this like fields, they just look like another piece of the grass. And you learn that this group is known as the Lowland Sappers, and they kind of are like this roving, almost like military-esque band of like guards and like people who patrol the areas. And generally each one of these bands has a centered location in one of the towns or hamlets, or at least if they show up, they're always welcome, because they're kind of like the roaming guard. As like certain towns and hamlets do have like small militias, these are more like the trailblazers, people who cut trails and keep it. And you've since you're a smaller race, you've been able to travel underground, taking like tunnels and built structures instead of ever having to really go above on the grasses. And there are points that you do have to. So your travels have sent you to this town of Cornhenge, and it's corn, it's growing, it's a lot of farming community.
Do I have any leads on where the lab is in particular, or do I know it's centered near
So
these pillars?
so you know that what information you have is, you've kind of asked around, and the biggest clue you had, because your dad didn't really tell you exactly where it was, but you've heard that there's a strange point that a lot of people don't go to because it's like haunted and weird and strange. And you know that you kind of remember hearing over the last conversation that maybe your dad is from Cornhead, or at least was visiting there in his last journey, because again his memory finally came back, because before it wasn't. So but he's like, yeah, he didn't really, because he did warn you that it would be dangerous, and he didn't really want you to go, but he also didn't want to go back because he said there might be bad people there, kind of the people who got him out.
Okay. I also don't seem to have the notes about my dad's first name. Obviously, the last name is mine. What's he known as normally?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Give me a sec.
we go back to the regular adventure, I'm just gonna get a book, like a bound book, and then just make notes of each thing so I can refer back. I know the younger players, they probably have everything memorized. So they probably know my dad's name, but they're not gonna, not gonna humiliate me by throwing it at me.
Oh no! Oh god! I don't. Oh, it was so stupid.
Okay,
Oh
so-
god, what was it?
I got you. Your father's name is Body Knock Ashhearth Mernig, and your mother's name is Ellie Jobel Stumbleduck Mernig.
Oh my god.
Those
But-
are such good gnome names.
yeah, so it's Body Knock, though he goes
Body or Bobby Nuck? Bobby?
Boddy, like body or
Okay.
Bodie, Knock, Nock. But you just call
Body
him
Knock.
Dad. Do you even know your dad's name? Who knows?
No.
And so, yeah, you know that he's a rock gnome and your mother is a forest gnome.
Okay. Okay.
By the way, courtesy announcement, music is provided by Scott Buckley, and I'm probably going to have to madly scramble to change it because they only use SoundCloud now for this, and it doesn't let me pick individual tracks, so yay!
A+, thank you very much. All right. Now, you've kind of entered town, and it's definitely built to size for smaller races, though there is a small section of the town that is a full-sized inn. But the rest of the facilities here are built for small creatures. So there's a large tavern for humanoids, and also it has a large stable just in case people bring horses and wagons. But the rest of this is size for the smaller races, but closer to like 4.5, 5 feet. So like it accommodates dwarves as well.
So the large tavern is like the big place where everybody gets together then, right?
Well, that's where you are, but you
Okay.
have heard that there's another tavern that's for the locals.
Okay.
And so we're gonna go. And so like this, you haven't found any leads at this main tavern because it seems like it's mostly for guests and people who are not locals. And so it's been hard to get information. But when you go to the bartender and you're asking, he goes, "Well, I don't know, buddy, but I would check the Popped Colonel. That's more of our people's tavern. They might have some information."
Where might I find the Pop Colonel?
Well, he kind of like gives you some direction. It's through a bit of a corn maze, and you kind of get there. When you get into the Popped Colonel, sitting at a Strider-like fashion, corner of the bar, darkened corner. Rennie, why don't we describe you?
Sure. Sitting in this dark corner, there is a diminutive figure. He's got very stout features, kind of a very large, proboscis nose, but it's very kind of angular. He wears an eye patch over one eye. He's got this kind of fiery red hair, but you can only see these two shanks of it. He's got these kind of two shanks running along his cheeks. He's covered in this cloak that seems to be stitched out of hundreds of very tiny animal pelts. And you probably have to get a little closer to see exactly what animals those are, but it's very kind of like a mottled brown and gray and black. He definitely has the look of someone like rough and tumble. He wears these kind of fingerless gloves. He looks a little filthy. The last time he bathed was probably when it rained, kind of thing. He seems to be sitting at the table. He's got a kind of plate of like meats and cheeses that he's picking at, and you see that there is a rat that's sitting kind of like right next to him on the table, and the rat seems to be conversing with him very animatedly. And this hardened-looking gnome seems to be nodding, and like someone would be carrying a conversation with a close friend.
And I'll say the thing that you see, Norm, is that he wears a hat that matches similar colors of some of the lowland sappers that escorted you through different towns and different areas. Someone, another notable figure you see kind of stirring the cauldron that seems to be like the cooking pot of this tavern, one of those like forever meals, those forever stews. Julia, why don't you describe yourself?
So Merwig gives the impression of kind of like I don't know, somebody let someone inside that probably should have just left them outside, kind of dirty. Not quite middle-aged, but probably close to middle-aged hobbit at this point, like trying to play off as younger but not. Definitely has like various bones, flowers, like weird kind of accoutrements all over them, periodically like whispers to animals, and in fact, especially like if your rat is out, definitely like Merwig will come over periodically and just chitter at it and nod also, like they understand. Maybe the three of us have a short conversation and then moves on. She seems a little preoccupied with just various things that she has in her bag, pulling out. She looks like she's clearly either trading currently, in the middle of trying to do trade, or in the middle of like trying to make food. Oh, and a big important fact for this hobbit is a large basket of various edible mushrooms of questionable varieties and normal varieties. And putting some in the food and then checking to make sure she didn't just accidentally put bad kind in. So yeah.
How's the rest of the bar look like? Is there a lot of people floating around? Or?
You see like two dwarves in a corner having like an arm wrestling contest. You see a halfling with like big mutton chops at the back of the bar, but has like the traditional like suspenders, button down shirt, rolled up sleeves, cleaning out a mug, kind of serving drinks. And there's a few other mixes of like gnomes and halflings of different species and varieties.
Okay. Well, who's tending bar at the moment?
That guy with mutton chops.
Okay. And I'll step up and, excuse me, sir. I'd like to have an ale, please.
Oh, absolutely. And kind of like he goes to the back, pulls a thing like a metal tap down, which is not very common in most areas, and he slides a drink to you. That'll be 1 silver.
I'll put a couple extra silver. Yeah, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm visiting. This is my dad used to reside down here. I was hoping you kind of point me in the direction of some people I'm looking to meet up with.
Oh, all right. Well, my name's Tamberlin Lollybrook. Pleasure to meet you. Maybe I've heard of your dad. You have a name? I've been here. My family's been in the town for a few years.
Well, my name's Kellen Aloysius Brand Orville Ogden Mernig. You can call me Kaboom for short if you like. And my dad was Dad Mernig.
Kind of like chuckles. So you gnomes have such long names.
I'm very proud of it, by the way. Mernig.
He kind of like sits here, and he starts like thinking. He's like, Mernig. He kind of calls over, "Hey, Merwig, oi, you know of the Mernig family?"
Do I? Good question, DM.
Make me a history check.
Let's see if I do.
You said you're middle-aged and you're from here.
Pushing middle age, not quite there yet, almost there. All right,
well,
but history
for pushing middle age, you have advantage.
That's a 1. Oh, well, wait, with advantage. Hold on.
Well, you're also a halfling, so reroll that 1.
Yeah, that's true, actually. So that's a re-rolled 7. Let me roll it again. It's still a 7. Look at that. Why is that so low? Ooh. Oh, it's intelligence, that's why.
A total of 7?
Yes.
No fucking clue.
Nope, never heard of them. I'm just gonna go back to my mushrooms.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry then. Well, do you got any other descriptions? I mean, Mernig, it's not a common name, but it's also not an uncommon.
Well, Dad's a scientist actually, so he's really in experimentation.
All right. Let me.
Now let me just let it. It may involve explosions of very minor explosions of some sort.
Okay, now does that jog my memory now?
So you do recall that there's definitely been a lot of weird rumors about 20 or so years ago about the old hedge, that like the ground shook and weird things were happening in the corn, and no one really talked about it or really could investigate it.
Okay, but Merwick talks about these weird things, so
Yeah.
Merwick is kind of like, explosions, you say? I remember
yes.
there was a great shaking of the henge once. Do you remember that? The henge? She's like turning to other people, and people are like, like turning over their drinks and turning away from her. And she's like, no, come on, the corn, there was right there. It blew. No one remembers
And,
this. All right, never mind.
I will say this to you, Chasselwart. When she mentioned the hedge, you know that that's where your commanding officer and his small band went to investigate. Apparently, there's been weird happenings over the past few months that they've been investigating, and your team they went ahead about 2 days ago and kind of posted you up in here in case you could pick up any rumors or leads, but they haven't turned or dropped anything.
I kind of tweak my ear out of my hood, like quite literally, my big gnomish ear. I kind of tweak up high, and I'm like, Justinia, I'm sorry, but your marital problems are your own. If she's getting in your way, you just eat her babies like everyone else.
Squeak, squeak,
all right?
squeak, 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 squeak.
Listen, I get it. Home is where the heart is, and that place is sacred. But if she keeps showing up unannounced, you gotta lay down the law.
Squeak, squeak.
Yeah, it is a hard knock life. All right, I'll see you soon, Justinia. And I kind of give her a little pet. And I'm gonna make my way next to the bar, and I'm gonna sit like a stool width away from this young gnome that just came in.
And let's add to Norm. Why don't you describe Kellen? Because he's a strange-looking gnome comparatively to some of these other people.
He is. He's definitely on the early side of adulthood. He is bald, has the distinctive gnome ears, does have some facial hair, and you notice that he has like scale type armor. He does carry this strange device that you may or may not see. I basically describe my gun. You notice it's some kind of a metal object. It's kind of slung over my back, but I do have some assorted weapons. You notice a dagger, and then you notice kind of like a great club that's attached to his belt as well.
Rennie, you can make me a history check.
Sure.
Firearm.
My history is probably mediocre. Yeah. 11.
It jogs a memory, but you can't quite place it. You know that, like, when you were going through like your training, you were told about like strange wand-like devices that fire projectiles, but again, it was a bit above your tech level of understanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it does ring a bell, just kind of the look of it.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of tap the bar and one more Hankerson, if you don't mind.
All right, and he kind of slides you a drink on the house.
Much obliged. So, I'm gonna kind of slip into gnomish as I begin this conversation. So, the young buck with shiny armor, what brings you to the henge?
My dad used to reside here, and he had a laboratory. And see, I'm working on this mission. I'm trying to find my dad's lab to look for leads about and I start talking really fast. But the gist of it is, I'm here to find my dad's lab because it may help me in my search to find a family member. But I know the place is haunted, and it's near a corn hedge. Supposedly, a lot of weird things happen there.
Yeah, it's weird that you come in asking about the henge. I'm kind of interested in it myself. Are you an engineer?
Yes, in a sense, yes. I build things and I experiment and make things better.
You can tell that once you say that you are an engineer, there's kind of an estimation of respect Like at first he's kind of giving you the eyes of like, what's your deal? But as soon as you kind of confirm that you're an engineer, he kind of seems to like, well, I can't say that I know the trade myself, but the sappers, they employ engineers from time to time to dig deeper or set up some nasty traps.
Exactly. That's I do stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know what your plans are besides finding your da, but if you're interested, you might want to talk to the sergeant. Speaking of which, Hankerson, have you seen Farrell? Has Bilberry been in here?
I mean, yeah, you're the first I've seen of anyone. I mean, honestly, there's been he kind of like looks around and he goes like real hush, like make sure that like other patrons can't hear. He goes, well, heard some big folk came into town a little while ago and then kind of disappeared. They've been occasionally coming in for resupplies, but not staying in town, and a lot of weird rumors are starting to happen around the henge. So that's kind of why we called for you guys as to investigate. But yeah, I don't. They were dressed funny. They talked funny. Just got bad vibes.
Disappearing big folk is not good for business.
How are they talking? How are they talking funny?
They had a strange accent I couldn't place. And some of them spoke a weird language I didn't understand, but most of their common just was like, just strange, honestly. It's hard to place.
Well, I mean, can't be Southerners. Only skelly folk live down there.
No, and they're also, like, different.
I
What do you
also have
mean
been
different?
eavesdropping. Yeah, I was gonna
Oh
say.
yeah, you can 100%.
I'm totally like, I was about to come in and be like, what do you mean different? Right as you said it.
I
like,
ain't
I'm
dropping
right
no
there.
eaves.
I ain't no eaves, I swear.
I swear, one of them was covered in fur.
Hmm.
Then there was a big one that kind of reminded me of the mountain folk. That wasn't that weird. There was a fur-covered one, and they're just strange. Yeah.
Was it a bear you saw and thought it was something else?
No.
Marway, don't do that to me. Can't sneak up on my blind side.
Oh, sorry.
No. I mean, I know what a bear looks like, but no, it was, no, it's strange. It looks like no creature I've ever seen. But it spoke like it was a person.
Looking back through my history, does it sound familiar that I've encountered such a creature before?
He's given barely any description, so no. You haven't.
Now,
I'm hearing
Very
hairy
big
tall
people.
folk. Yeah.
I don't like the sounds of this, Hankerson, but I want you to give it to me straight. The sappers have come to you in the past because of your insight. What's your take on these men?
They didn't come here. Of course, this is our bar. But Jimmy Two Fingers up at the big bar. He was telling we kind of had a little chat, and he was telling me he was getting some weird vibes. What they were putting down, and they were paying in the strangest coins. It was still gold and silver, but had weird marks.
Do you have any other coin by chance?
I don't, but Jimmy might.
Maybe have to go have a chat with Jimmy. Listen, youngster. My sergeant has gone missing. I mean, I thought he may have just been kind of doing his own thing and sort of letting me stew for a while. We had a bit of an argument last time we spoke, but now I'm convinced that something's happened to him.
Old Irwin? I don't know what his name is, but whatever his name is.
Yeah, no, Irwin. His name is Irwin. It's Irwin Bilberry.
Oh. I always liked Irwin. A bit gruff, but, who isn't?
A bit gruff. Ugh.
And based upon what you're saying, we may have mutual benefit here if we kind of teamed up, see if we can find the missing bilberry and perhaps maybe get some information about my dad's laboratory.
Lad, I don't mind helping you if you're looking for your dad. I've lost some of my kin. Um, I'm one of the unbarrowed people. And when I say unbarrowed, you see some of the people around me are like, they kind of give that like oof. My home got well, it's not around anymore. So I know what it's like to lose folk. If I can help you find your dad, I can. But
To be perfectly clear, my dad's not missing. My dad is at our new home. But see, there's a family member of ours that's gone missing, and I'm hoping to go through the lab. Oh, I also want to go through the lab to see if he has any documents that could help me with my big project. But I also want to see if I can find any information that might tell me where my uncle is.
that's not part of the thing. He used to be here, but isn't now.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Sorry, you talk very fast.
I'll try to slow down a little bit more. It'll be
No,
difficult, but I'll do it.
It's all right. It's all right. Listen, my name's Chazzelworth Merble. You can call me Chaz.
Chaz?
My other names are gone. But if you're willing to work with the sappers, I'd be happy to I don't know, deputize you for a day or two.
Oh, it's funny you should say that because I traveled with a group of the sappers too, and I noticed that you do have some similar colors to what they wore.
Julia, for a moment, you look into the stew, and as it bubbles, you see a blade of grass leaning toward the verdant green, one leaning toward the gray. When you look at Kellen, it leans toward the green. Look away. Like, maybe I shouldn't go. Watch the soup bubble pop. And you kind of snap back into it.
Oh, so Merwin kind of is disgruntled by something with the soup for a second, and then she's like, all right, I've decided I'm coming with you both.
Oh, good. That would be great then. With the three of us, we should be fine.
The stew told me I need to come with you.
Never mind. He's trying to look for words, but he's just
he goes, lad, just let it happen. She sees some weird shit in those parsnips.
No.
The mushrooms, they tell me things sometimes. When you look at it, it comes to you. The visions, the hench.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm good with a bit of healing if that's required, and cooking too. Lots of good mushrooms.
You're in. I would not say no to you.
And he's just
nodding I do know some things about mushrooms and things. I have a little bit of herbalism training, so I could probably maybe identify some of the mushrooms as maybe some that I've seen.
No, you can look if you like, and I kind of push the basket over towards you.
Yeah, I guess
I'll take a look.
Give me an int check with proficiency because I know you have nature and I know you have alchemy and herbalism. So just give me a nature check if you're skilled in that, or just something int with proficiency.
Let me see.
Probably you can also just roll Arcana because it'll be the same bonus as what you'd be rolling.
Okay. Just rolled a 15.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a mixing of mushrooms that some are poisonous, some are hallucinogenic, and some are very, very edible. And though she presents it and you look for a moment, you're like, oh my god, they're all mixed. You notice that she kind of has them specifically laid in a specific way so that they're clearly not touching or mixing, but from a glancing appearance, it looks like chaos, but you realize it's an organized chaos.
It's like my life.
Oh, yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Yes, I've seen these before.
Oh.
Can we go now?
I mean,
Oh, sorry. I just want to say you had a good set of eyes, lad. I don't know many engineers who know their way around plants and herbs and such, so that's good.
Yeah, I do a little bit of spot healing and such.
Oh, good. I know some of the healing arts. but I'm much better with this. And I kind of pull a crossbow off my back. This thing looks dinged up, like it got kicked downstairs, hit with a baseball bat. Like, this thing looks like it's beat to hell. He's like, old reliable, never lets me down.
Can I take a look at that real quick?
He seemed like he kind of like inches back from you, like, why?
I could look at it and maybe come up with some ideas for improvements.
This thing is a piece of beauty. It may not look like much, but I've been able to fire this thing covered in mud, underwater, while on fire. So I don't think that there's anything your little tinkerings and engineerings can do to improve on such a device.
Well, I guess if you're not interested in any improvements, that would be fine.
So almost from behind her back, Merwig just pulls out a full quarterstaff. It also looks dinged up. It is, as far as you can tell, just a wooden staff. She's like, here! Anything you can do to improve this, then?
No, looks pretty good to me. Be fine.
Oh, well, all right then. It's a good stick, solid stick anyway.
Yeah, my stick's pretty good too, and I pull out like my kind of club. It's kind of like about almost as big as I am, but looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
I have one of those somewhere.
I'll let you take a look at her if you swear on your gnomish honor that you won't break it.
Okay, I swear.
He almost like hesitates, but then slides the. It's a light crossbow. It just looks like it's seen a lot of use.
Take a look at this here. Can I have it? Can I do an assessment on his weapon, Gene?
Sure. Yeah, you can make me a tinkering check, which will be just intelligence plus proficiency.
Okay. Be 22, 20, 25.
Okay. So it's a good crossbow. It's a solid light crossbow. It's seen a little bit. You think it's probably a hand-me-down, so it's probably he's not the original owner, but it has some dings in it, but it doesn't look like it has any structural issues. You think that the trigger is a little rough, but maybe that's how he likes it, and you think the pull's a little off, but again, it works. It's very functional, and it's not going to break.
Well, your weapon is okay, but I could definitely make some improvements on it that would make it perform much better.
Okay. Just okay.
Yeah, it's just okay. Yeah, I see. There's some problems here. The triggering mechanism is really all wrong. Not really that good, and the balance isn't really there. I think I could work on the stabilizing a little bit. So I'm sure when you put an ammo in there, you'll see it kind of moves. Here, give me one. I'll show you how it works.
He takes out a crossbow bolt and hands it over to you.
I load up the bolt like I know what I'm doing, and I hold it, and I kind of see, look, if you just move around normally, you see it shaking slightly. Now, if you have perfect aim and you don't move, that would be fine. But granted, in the heat of battle, and I start talking faster and faster. In the heat of battle, what you do is you move really fast, and it tends to move, and it may not shoot well. But given time, I think, and I slow up now. Given time, I think I can make some minor.
You made a 25 on your tinkering check. You think you could do some of these modifications if you wanted to try to tweak it before you left. But, who knows? You don't know how well it would work, but you know what you need to do quick improvement.
With a couple minutes, I do have supplies here. I'm reasonably certain that this will not cause any destruction. I'm only making minor things, and it certainly will not explode. I don't want it to explode, so I do not see this exploding at all. Pretty much.
Engineer, let's see if you're as good as you say.
All right, Norm, make me another tinkering check. I will say I think there's a group inspiration currently. If y'all want to use it, you can also cast guidance on yourself and all that fun stuff.
Okay, 13. I have a 16. Is that pretty confident? That's pretty good.
I mean,
I'll go with the 16.
16 is pretty good. Doing better could do more, but that's fine. Okay, so you begin kind of readjusting the trigger. He disassembles the trigger right off, cleans it, works it, adds a little grease, and then kind of shaves it a little so it's shorter and quicker. He kind of like works on the spring mechanism, and then but he really doesn't change much else. He also like he resecures the latch that kind of holds down the bolt once you secure it in, and then he after like 5-10 minutes he seems finished, and he hands you the weapon. Seems good.
Good as new, even better.
Hey Merlin, you got an apple on you?
No. He goes, hold on.
No, you're not
Merwig,
Merlin.
Merwig
Stop.
digs one out of her bag and is like staring. What? It's just
Oh,
clearly
toss it
a
up.
peach, but you know.
Yeah, toss it up.
Ah!
If you toss it in the air,
Okay.
I will
Yep.
take a shot at it.
Roll
I do.
roll an attack.
Oh, terrible. AC 7. I rolled a 7.
So
Oh god, so bad.
you fire it, and trigger is way smoother and quicker. You're used to a lot more of a draw, so your shot goes too soon. You hear "oh" as someone dives down, but it is where that shot went off. It seems to hit where it would have been if you would have had a few more seconds of tension.
Tell you what,
I
Chest.
kind of nod. Go ahead.
Basically, Kellen grabs the apple, stands back against the wall, puts it on his head. Now you have a chance to aim. Let's see what you can do with it.
I generally don't like to shoot at folk I just met there, Kaboom. But if you're game,
Chaz, the crowd starts chanting as like, this seems like great entertainment.
well, who am I to disappoint? And
5 silver, he hits him in the face.
All right, now, lad, I need you to stay real still, playing, and then I'll fire.
All right, roll me an attack, please.
See if I roll better than a 2 this time. No, I rolled the same 2.
Oh
Gene,
my
I'm going to use
God.
the group
Use a
inspiration.
group, please. You don't kill Kellen.
16.
Okay. All right. So you aim down it and Kellen, what's your AC?
It is 18.
Okay. So you aim down and it fires straight and true through the apple. Rennie, it has a +1 to hit for this adventure. So it's not going to do +1 damage, just +1 to hit, as he has tweaked it to be, aimed and calibrated. And now that you have the hair trigger, it seems to respond very well.
Yeah, Merble, Chaz seems to kind of look it over. You know what? I'm not one of those old dogs. This ain't bad, lad. This ain't bad at all.
Excellent. I'm glad you
Alright.
like it.
And I'll kind of tuck it back onto my back. All right. From what it sounds like, I think our first stop should be Jimmy Two Fingers.
I agree. Yes, we should do that. Yeah.
I mean, if he's someone who saw him, he's a good bet. And then, worst comes worse, we'll go to the henge ourselves.
Yeah, if we can get one of those coins, I have really good knowledge of history. I might be able to kind of figure out where it came from.
Without much trouble, you guys make your way through Corn Henge to the Big Tavern, and it's literally called the Big Tavern.
It's big.
It's built for
I love it.
humanoids. As you enter, there's not many.
Tall folk.
There's not many people in there. You see a half elf sitting by himself. You see a group of humans kind of chatting. They're definitely dressed in the livery of merchants who were probably escorted through one of the many roadways. And then you see Jimmy Two Fingers. You see this gnome standing on top of a crate. And the crate seems to also have wheels, so it rolls back and forth from behind the bar. And you see he has a mechanical hand pieces for his pinky, ring finger, and thumb. And he only has 2 fingers on his left hand that are real. And I'll say Norm. Make me a history check with advantage. This seems like an artifice-based item. You, I believe, are rock gnome.
Yeah. Let me see. It's a 21.
Man, that is a sleek design, and it is a familiar design. You've seen your dad make prosthetics and other things for people in Naremore. That you would not be able to mistake your father's handiwork.
Wow. I will head on over and excuse me, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's a boss.
Um, you know my dad.
I know many people's dads. You'd have to be more specific.
How
And
about
yes,
Mernig?
in that way, as you give him that look. Anyway, no, Mernig. Body knock?
Yes.
The Ashbringer?
He made that. I can tell. I know his work anywhere.
Yeah.
I point to his prosthetic.
Okay. I mean, yeah, like 20 years ago. I'm surprised. He kind of like looks down at the hand and looks at you. Like he kind of like looks at you like real deep and like puts on some spectacles.
I'll try to take a strike a pose that my dad always does. Maybe that'll remind him of a certain, because I know my dad's mannerisms.
Oh wow, you got a really deep voice. Yeah. Wow, are you his kid?
Yes, I'm Kellen.
Oh, okay. Last time I knew him, he was kind of alone and crazy, kind of like a weird hermit guy. But he had a kid. That's awesome. He's great. You want a drink? Drinks on me. I mean, that guy gave me a hand.
Oh, I'll take 3 drinks, please.
Right.
And I'll motion to Chas and Merwig. These are my new friends.
Right. So he pulls out a bottle, and as he opens it, the smell brings a water to your eyes. As he brings out some like corn mash, and just fucking straight pours you each like a finger.
Merwig is just like, yep, bring it on over. Come on.
And,
She takes out her own cup, which she's
you-
had since the last place.
Slides you 3 drinks. You each get like a shot of this corn mash, which is super strong.
You know, Sergeant Bilberry would probably say you shouldn't drink on the job, but he ain't fucking here, and I will knock back the chat.
And I will
Hey!
not tell him if I see him.
So Jimmy, how's your prosthetic working? Any particular problems? Is it still in good working order?
I mean, it's in pretty good working order. But I got some stiff issues. Sometimes the pinky and ring finger move together, and it's hard to get stuck a little bit. But I'm no tinkerer, so I kind of live with it. It's working.
Can I take a look at it briefly?
Sure. And he kind of like unstraps.
Listen, Jimmy, this kid's a whiz. He knows what he's talking about.
All right. So he kind of unstraps it, and when he removes it, it's just like it's like kind of like this leather piece that goes over the palm and the mechanical fingers, and he kind of like takes it off. So he now just has the 2 fingers. Passes it to you with his other hand.
Oh, first of all, this is a great piece of work here, let me tell you.
And I'll say this, Norm, you kind of looking at this, it's definitely older. Definitely, he had less materials. Like, it's an older model. Well, it will need more materials, but it's just like, this is definitely a lot earlier of a work than what you've seen in your dad's current lab, or current, like, farmhouse. Like, this is definitely probably something he did when he was maybe 20 to 30 years younger. Less experienced.
Okay. Now, looking at it, is it something that I would need the materials for? Or is it something I'm confident, or maybe I can find the materials that maybe I can come back and kind of build it later?
I mean, honestly, I'll say you don't have to make a check. With a minor amount of tinkering, you kind of, you change out some gears, you make sure the pistons all work, you fill them with fluid. You know how to handle this kind of stuff. And so, without a check, you bring it back up to essentially full repair.
Okay. Here, try this on and see if it works a little better for you.
Straps it on. Ooh, nice. Oh, it's like the day I got it. Wow. Thanks. What's your name again, kid?
Kellen. You can call me Kaboom since we're kind of friends.
Oh, Kaboom. Sounds just bad. Yeah. He said his nickname was Ashhearth, but everyone called him Ashbringer because no matter where he went, Ash is always followed. But
yeah.
you can't
Good
give
old
yourself
Dad.
a nickname no matter how much you try. I tried to explain that to him. He wouldn't listen.
Yeah, even I
Yeah,
know that.
Jimmy. Remember when you wanted everyone to call you Jimmy Swiftfoot? Yeah, that's not happening,
I'm
man.
so fast. I'm like the fastest guy in this town. I can outrace any of you.
Whatever you say, Two Fingers.
Anyway, I haven't seen that guy in like 20-ish years.
I can get. He's fine, but
That's
he
great.
can do much better work now. This is early Dad. Now,
He goes,
Dad.
listen. Did you get the girl? Did you get that fine jelly? Oh, Ellie Joe Bell. Whew. He was something.
Please, don't talk about my mom like that. This is a little embarrassing.
Rennie, make a history check.
Just gonna ask, like, does that name ring a bell to me?
I was gonna say, can I check for that one
Yes,
then?
you
Okay.
absolutely can make a history check as well.
Yeah, history checks abound.
For a different reason.
Yeah.
14.
11.
Okay, well, with an 11, Lee Joe Bell, Julia, you know that because, again, you are the local druid of the land in this area. You know that there was a very powerful druidess
Ooh.
named Ellie Joe Bell or something, but you haven't heard of her circle in a while. Rennie, you with a 14, Ellie Joe Bell. You recall that there was a sapper of one of the higher ranks, probably, and she kind of patrolled a larger area, and she had a group of like elite sappers, because they had the ability to either like they either rode like giant badgers or could become giant badgers. The stories are mixed, but she was kind of like an elite unit that would like show up like bursting through a burrow and like solve problems. And she had like 2 or 3 others who were like likely rangers and druids, but they definitely some shape shifting involved.
Oh,
Yeah, Merwig is like, "Ah, there was some druidess, some druidess named Ellie Joe Bell, I think."
That would be Mom.
are you saying that your mom is the same woman who took on 3 trolls all by her lonesome? She was known as Troll Scourge and others things.
Well, for me, she's mostly Mom. She really didn't talk about a lot of that, but I would. Yeah, I guess that would be her. I need
Oh,
to talk
fighting
about.
trolls.
She needs to tell me about some of this stuff. This is pretty exciting.
Listen, I don't know the woman personally. I'm a fairly new sapper. I won't lie to you. This is my training is just about over. Okay, I'm basically a sapper. But my sergeant said Ellie. I mean, he didn't use the word Ellie Joe. He just called her the Troll Scourge. Her tactics are still used today. Like, she's. I don't know how to say this, but she's scary.
Oh, it's pretty good. I thought you were gonna say something that I would find like that would make me upset. Because you started to like say something that was kind of getting me a little concerned.
I would never disparage the woman.
Thank you.
I don't have a death wish.
It's funny. I never heard the Troll Scourge. I guess it's safe to assume that she didn't make up her own nickname.
Oh no.
But all Mom.
She earned that one from the accounts I've been told.
Not being weird, but what are you folk doing in a bar like this?
Eating. Well, and other
Drinking.
things.
Drinking.
Okay, calm down there, youngin. Listen, have you seen Erwin Bilberry? He was supposed to meet up with me, but he hasn't been around for a while, and Hankerson hasn't seen him.
Nope, I haven't seen any. You're the first.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was going to be your answer. But so listen, I'm thinking he got involved with some big folk, and from what I hear, you've seen some weird, big folk come through here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I have. The strangest thing, they were dressed so weird. And they talked real funny, and like one was like a hairy lady, but like kind of looked like a monkey. It was whoa. Oh, it was weird. Honestly, I've never seen anything like that.
Mm.
But they had like he starts describing to you like a waistcoat with like fancy buttons and a very like Victorian style outfit. But to all of you except Kellen, it is a completely unfamiliar dress. Kellen, when he describes it to you, it reminds you of hold on, what's her name? It reminds you of the Blaze Weavers. Tammin and Westry, the last time you saw them, were in their old outfits, their Virgian outfits, and because they're tailors from another continent. And when he describes the outfits, it's a similar dress style as what Tammin, last time you saw Tammin wearing, in like that strange style of like suit that is not common to this.
Would I know what's the name of the area where they're from, or the continent?
They're from the continent of Versia.
And would I know what the coins look like there, so I can ask them about the
You would
coins?
have no idea what that land looks like.
Okay. Hmm. This clothing sounds very familiar to me. So basically I'm kind of like a researcher. So and I know one of these before. They're from the continent of Versia. Not that it might.
I've never heard of it. I mean, I honestly haven't really left the Verdant Sea, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, no, yeah, they were just weird. I mean, they had like strange objects on them, and they dressed weird, weird backpacks. Some of them, they were just.
Listen, Jimmy, I'm interested in what they were talking about.
I mean, if you could understand past their accents, but yeah, they were talking about looking for something that was buried, but they kind of
Looking
kept
for
it on the
something
hush
bad.
hush. And I only like barely heard. They were definitely trying for not to hear it, but I can read lips, so
Jimmy, how? Yeah, I know that's how you lost your fingers. Listen, how long ago were they here?
they've been in here about a month or so, but about and they kind of visit here for resupplies, but been about a week, which is a little strange because they kind of came every 2 to 3 days. They were
So
buying
they're
some.
nearby.
They were buying
Okay,
some weird stuff.
such as.
And he starts listing off like some strange ingredients that like don't make like, buying manure, other stuff, and uh, anyone who's skilled in alchemy can make me an alchemist check,
Let's see.
which will be intelligence plus proficiency.
All right.
I'll say, Julia, you could make me an herbalism check, which will be intelligence
I, ro-
plus proficiency.
I rolled a natural one, so I'm out.
Intelligence plus proficiency, you said?
Correct.
15.
Yeah. So he describes a lot of stuff, and it's hard to place. But you know enough about herbalism that you know that like manure you can get like sulfur from, and you don't quite piece it together, but you think they were using the ingredients to make something. Like there are a lot of weird ingredients, but like you know that each of those have components, and you've done certain poisons and other things.
They're making something with that. I don't know what, but it's something.
And they were looking for like sawdust, like or wood dust, like a lot of weird things that just don't make sense together.
All right. Listen, so these lads, and how many of them were there, Jimmy?
I saw like there's definitely a big woman. She was huge. She was kind of the leader, and then she had 2 like subordinates, and I think she had extra people, but they didn't really come in. That like weird hairy person, and then the other person just so strange.
I think if anything significant with sawdust that relates to me being an artificer.
Yeah, you can roll me another check. I'll let you do it because I'm nice. Also, it would make sense that you understand what's
14.
Yeah, they're making dynamite.
Okay.
Like he literally lists the ingredients and supplies that you need to make dynamite, but in a weird roundabout fashion of like how to like you get the sulfur and stuff, the crystals off the manure, and like make gunpowder.
So basically, as you look at Kellen, you don't know how he quite does it, but he's sitting on the seat, and he actually like rises out of the seat and then pops back down. And he says, "Kaboom!"
Yes, that's your name.
Follow you, lad.
Oh.
They're making explosives.
Oh, that's not good.
You know, Irwin was saying something about the tunnels rattling the other day. He's probably mixed up in this somehow.
Oh, the visions.
I know the visions.
I had visions. The henge was like tipping. The ground was roiling, and there was the gray encroaching on the green. Always the gray on the green. That it was something about that. There's something, I don't know what, but that's what I saw.
So either they're tunneling somewhere, they're trying to get in somewhere, they're trying to blast their way in.
Well, listen, if these bastards are tunneling anywhere, they just came across Sapper territory, and they're in for quite a fright. Gene, do I know any local tunnels that lead nearby to under Cornhenge?
So you don't know any tunnels that lead over to the corn hedge, but you do know that there are ways through the maze, through the corn like rows that have been marked as like paths. So,
Okay.
Because it seems like it's mostly like flat in the corn rows, and that the hill rises like up to like 80 to 100. It becomes this long rolling hill. See from.
All right. And then if you have any other questions for Jimmy, I'd suggest asking him now, because I'm thinking it's time to go into the henge.
Yes. Does any of the area, let me see it, let me try to describe this and see if it sounds familiar. Are any places around Cornhedge report of like weird things or reports of people saying it's haunted?
Yeah, all the time. The whole place is haunted. It's terrible. No one goes up there.
Merrick just raises her hand. I've been saying it this whole time.
Yeah, that weirdo. She says it all the time.
Thank you.
Not for nothing, Kaboom.
This is all related. Yeah.
All right. Well, Jimmy, you've been a big help. As always, keep yourself out of trouble or you're going to lose more fingers. And Jimmy, one finger just does not have a great ring to it. So,
I don't want that. I'm good. But yeah, you guys stay safe, I guess. Yeah.
Nice meeting you, Jimmy.
Nice to meet you, Kellen. Give your dad my regards.
Certainly.
I then just turns around and leaves.
He just kind of rolls back over to a biggin that was sitting at the bar, like trying to flag him down for a drink since your past conversation. He's like, "Oh, come on, I'll get to you. Fine, whatever." And like rolls down this like minecart contraption that seems to like go back and forth.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll head out, Gene. And as I imagine, Gene, it's not hard to be like that way towards the corn hedge. Like it's pretty obvious. But I would like, as we're going, Gene. So I'm proficient in flutes, and I kind of want to be like do a little fluting, and I'm gonna try to summon me some rats.
Sure. Making some sort of summoning check thingy.
Your performance?
Sure, I'll take a performance.
I'm pretty bad at it, but yeah, there we go. Flat 10.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of field mice and small
Yeah.
rodents that are definitely populating this corn maze, this corn rows.
Exactly. Like, I don't need to do great.
Yeah, some start kind of like following, just intrigued by what this noise is.
I'm gonna kind of nudge Merwig. Merwig, do you have any cheese or pears on you?
Oh, I'm sure I do somewhere around here. And I pull out like 3 different kinds of cheeses and definitely a pear and an apple. And I'm like, so some of this should do. But careful, because that's third lunch, so I might need it later. So save me some too.
Sure, they're very small. It'll be fine.
Okay.
And I'll kind of like bend down low, Gene, and I begin that like gnomish beast speech. And I'm like, listen, all right, listen. I need 3 volunteers. That could be life and it could be death, but I guarantee you glory and full bellies. Who among you are like? I essentially give like a general patent speech to this assembled group of field mice and rats and voles, and I'm looking for like, and all I'm looking for is like guides, more or less.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you can give me either an animal handling with advantage or persuasion.
Ooh, I will give you an animal handling with advantage. Uh, 12.
One brave field mouse squeaks forward.
You are a fine example to your people. No one forget this face. The face of Trevor.
And like 3 other, like most of the field mice should have gone by now. They're just
Yep.
distracted.
Yep. And I will give Trevor his little cheese, a little pear. And I go, listen, I just want you by if your little rat nose or rat ears, if you hear something, you just you let me know as soon as you do, yeah? Okay. Come on. And I'll scoop him up, Gene, and I will put him in a pocket.
Okay. So yeah, are you guys making your way toward the henge, as it were?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you going stealthily? Or are you just kind of trudging?
The henge. I'm sorry. I definitely stealth, and I'm gonna see if I stealth to the point where you guys lose track of me in the corn, and all you hear is her voice going, the henge, at one point. Like, hold on.
Alright, can I get a stealth check?
Well, you notice when Kellen's walking, he kind of chink, chink, chink. So now he tries to stealth. See how that goes.
Alright, you guys are so quiet, or you guys aren't quiet enough, and I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace on everybody.
Okay.
So add a 10 to that, please.
Yeah, we lost Rennie for a moment.
Oh no!
I think he'll reconnect.
So my lowest roll is a 6, and add 10, I net a 16 out of it.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There we go. He's
The
back.
Ruinator.
Merwig was tired of Kellen crunching, so you all now have a Pass Without Trace.
But so I picture the way it is like she's walking along and she kind of disappears into the shadows of the corn at one point. You guys are like, Merwig, and there's just no answer. And then the shadows seem to stretch from the corn, and you just hear her mutter, the henge. And then you guys all are a lot quieter suddenly. So I rolled a 19 on the die, which means that's a 29 stealth.
With your plus 10?
Yeah, no, that's with the plus 10, yeah.
All right, great. 29. We got a 16 from Kellen. Rennie, what we get for stealth?
24 for Jazz.
Nope. You all go pretty well. Now, the cool thing is, there's also no, like, you barely make any grazing toward the corn as your footprints are covered. Now, could I get everyone to give me a perception check? Rennie, you can do it with advantage because you have your mouse friend helping you.
Thank you.
Big guy to big 3.
I would also allow survival instead.
I'm good with perception. It's my expertise skill.
Perception.
I'm gonna roll survival.
Or survival, yeah.
And I rolled like crap, so it's only an 8 anyway.
We got an 8 from you.
13 on perception.
All right, and what'd you get, Norm?
It was a 3. Yeah, that was the same either way. So.
And Rennie, you did it with advantage, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, Let me roll some checks. So you begin kind of moving your way through the hedge, or through the corn, and as you make your way, oh, okay, all right, yeah, you think can't quite pinpoint it, especially with how the corn kind of works. But as you're moving closer to the hedge, it's where you hear the braying of a horse in the.
Whisper low in Gnomish. Because Merwig, I kind of get the impression you understand Gnomish, right? So I'm going to whisper in Gnomish. I think I hear horses.
I
And
horses.
all right,
The
listen.
shadows say.
Let me take the lead on this. I've spent some time in the tunnels. I know my way to creep in the dark. And I'm not gonna like move like far ahead of the party. I'm just gonna kind of move, 10 feet up, kind of thing. Gene, I'm gonna start looking for tracks. I'm gonna start doing that ranger thing.
All right, make me a survival check, please.
Nat 20 for 24.
All right, you guys stealthily move through the corn, and eventually, kind of at the base of this hill, maybe 100 or so feet out, it turns into like flat, cleared ground. You see a dirt path. What looks like kind of like quarry, like a hole in the ground. And if you want to go to roll 20, you will see what you see.
The engine. I see. The edge is going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So you kind of see like a dirt path. You see a horse just eating grass, staying down ahead of you. You don't have to be that close. As of right now, nothing has noticed
That's
you
fine.
with your stealth. But you see a winding path that seems to start going down, like someone has excavated a hole into this area.
All right. I'm gonna look at both of you, and I'm gonna just kind of like follow me, kind of signals. And I'm gonna start heading down.
All right. If you want to start moving your speed, and then I'll start revealing. So as you kind of head over there. All right. So yeah, move your speed fully, and then I'll stop you.
Cool.
Okay.
That's 25.
So
Are they 5 or 10s? Oh, thank you.
they're 5. Your guys' pictures are just a little smaller to represent that you're all small people. Stay to the one. All right, you're fine. All right, so as you guys kind of begin creeping down this path, it circles around, descending. You see 2 gentlemen dressed in this strange, like safari outfits that just do not fit this landscape. They have like armor, leathers, and other things, but they're like sleek.
Are they big folk?
They are big folk. They look like humans from all you can tell. But the thing that catches your eye is they have these strange devices on their hips, these like leather thongs. Kellen, they have pistols. The straight, like one-shot musket pistols in a fucking sheath on their side. They're looking around, and they seem to be guarding this like entrance to a cave. You notice that there are some tents at the bottom. There's a covered wagon and supplies, a small smithy. And yeah, they currently, make me a new stealth check now that you're within sight.
Do we still get the plus on that or no?
Yep, it lasts an hour up to concentration.
21.
So happy for that fucking pass of that trace, Julia.
Yeah, I'm very confused by whatever just happened with my roll here because it rolled twice. Or no, is it a? What did it do?
It just rolled you 2 different results. I would just use the first one.
Yeah, so what I but it's just. Oh, I see. Sorry. So yeah, so it's a 16, so that's a 26.
All right. Well, they're on guard, so you're gonna roll their
18 for me, Gene.
Okay. So a little dirt gets kicked around, and they kind of like look around, but they just kind of ignore it because they know that weird shit happens over here. Maybe something rumbles. All right, you guys can move your speed once again.
All right, I'm
Do
gonna
these
look
guys
at
look
you
like they're from?
Okay.
These guys look like they're from Versia.
They're definitely wearing strange outfits. They don't look identical to what the man described, but they don't look
Okay.
like they're wearing clothing that is from here.
Okay.
Like they have strange hats. They have like buttoned up shirts. They look like they're on safari, but that doesn't mean anything to you.
Okay.
Yeah, they have zippers. They have buttons. They have things that you should not have. Well, not zippers, but certain buttons.
I was like, buttons, but is there enough shadows between us and where they're guarding that I think I could like hide in the shadows to get over there? Or is it like
So,
pretty bright, whatever they're guarding?
So it's like there's a cave. That light is just there might be light sources
Okay.
inside. It's daylight out, but they're not really. They're looking around. But I'll say if you guys can get to behind them, which is just following the path, there would be no way they could look up and see you. Right now, they could see you, but they don't seem to be
I see
looking
what you're
in
saying.
your direction.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you guys want to keep moving, or you guys could like trigger an attack, they currently do not know where you are, and they're just two guys on guard, looking around.
I guess I'll huddle with the others to be like, what should we do?
I'm gonna use the dirt gene, and I'm gonna scratch 2 X's in the dirt, and then I'm gonna point to myself and point to the right X. I'm gonna point to the 2 of them and point to the left X, and I'm gonna kind of use the stick drawing to like I'm gonna go around and go over here, you know. And essentially, I'm going to indicate them, Gene, on my little dirt map that I'm going to go over here. If you guys look at the roll 20, I'm going to look
Right.
at like I'm going over there.
All right, yeah. If you guys want to move your full movement once again and kind of get yourself into position,
Yeah. I'm going to go on the edge there, Gene. Right?
perfect.
And where did you signal for us to move? Over here?
Yeah. Once I see that they're in position, I'm going to pull that crossbow and shoot.
Do we all get surprised?
Yeah, you will. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck it's doing. Roll 20 is being weird. All right, yeah. So if everyone just roll me initiative real quick, and then we'll get your surprise round. So you click on your token and then roll initiative.
I did. I rolled 18. It's funny because it sounds like we have a commercial, even though we don't.
This surprise round brought
Surprise
to you
round.
by
Tropical
Wizards
cream.
of the Coast.
Yeah.
All right, we are good. So we'll kick this surprise round off with Norm's busy. So Rennie, why don't you start? Because you said you were going to trigger it, and then the rest of everyone else will get theirs.
Sure. So just before I take the shot, I seem to take a little necklace out from under my armor, and it's the skull of a rat. But like this rat had to be massive because the skull is like the size of Chaz's fist, and he gives it a kiss, and it kind of dangles free, and you see the eyes in this necklace kind of light up, that like red eyes in the dark look that rats have, and it kind of lights up, and you see these ghostly rats begin to kind of climb down the edge of this top, kind of falling on top of this dude as I take this shot.
That's so cool.
Yeah, storm keepers are cool. They're just cool. Team advantage, yeah or no?
Yes, you are currently hidden.
Perfect. 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Cool. I will deal 9 plus 6. I will deal 15 damage to this dude as the shot hits him and the rats just swarm over him.
All right. It hits him in the back and he staggers forward, but this guy's still up.
Sure.
All right. So you want to do anything else?
I might have a bonus action. I might not, is my answer. Nah, I think that's fine.
All right. So, Norm, it is your surprise round.
Okay. I'm not going to use my gun to make a loud explosion, but I'll use one of my little devices, and I make a spark that it acts as a get my spell list out here. Firebolt.
Okay. Roll me an
It's all
attack.
firebolt. Okay.
You have advantage because you are currently hidden.
21.
That'll hit.
Yeah. 5 damage. 5 fire.
This guy like staggers forward, but again, these guys are up. And Julia, it is your turn. Unless you're doing anything else, Norm.
No, that's it.
Okay.
No, she kind of reaches into her seemingly endless pack on her back or just whatever. I picture she's kind of those like hobo looking ladies or like the woman from Labyrinth that like has the giant pile of crap behind her. So she just pulls out a full ass spear from behind her back and just kind of like in one smooth motion just throws it down at the guy that's right beneath them.
All right.
Let's see how I do.
Make an attack, and you have advantage.
Nice. I don't think that went anywhere. Did it do anything? It did nothing. I didn't click it. All right, let's try that again. 1, 2. Is that the hit that number is? Wow. I guess I missed. That's a 6. That's the higher number.
Okay. So you throw your spear, and the guy
I'm
goes,
like, huh?
and like looks up, and now it goes into initiative. Kellen, you are first.
Okay, I'll do the same thing.
All right. So this guy now sees you. He knows you're here.
Okay, roll 30, 20,
It's
and for another 10 fire damage.
he's on fire, staggers forward, like turns around, drawing his gun, but he is still up. Anything else?
Is there any natural cover to take advantage of since he's going to shoot?
I mean, you're above him. I'll say that you might have a little cover because he is shooting up over a lip, but if he moves, you'll be able to get within. So if he shoots from where
fine.
he is, you have cover, but if he moves anywhere, he will be able to see.
Okay.
All right, Julia, it's your turn.
So this is a random question. Can I use Thorn Whip to try and get the gun out of his hand without getting him? Because I don't really want to pull him closer to me, but I would really like to pull whatever that strange-looking weapon is out of his hands. Or can I not do that?
Technically not, because like
Okay.
Thorn Whip is like a thing pulling him. But I will say you are like 15 feet above him, so if you were to
So it
pull,
wouldn't even... Yeah, if I pull him, it's just pulling him up in the air.
and then you would drop him. on his own.
Nice.
So-
Then yeah, I'm actually so then when the spear, I don't know if the what we're looking at is actually there, so I'm gonna assume that the spear misses and digs into the side of whatever if there's actually a
No, it
caravan
hits
there
right
or
into
whatever.
that wagon and cuts right through the canvas cloth.
Yeah. So I just kind of watch my spear disappear. I'm like, and I just kind of cast Thorn Whip, which just is what it sounds like. Let's see how that does. I swear to God, I will use a thing if it doesn't work. Nope, that time it works. That's a 21.
21. That is a hit.
Great. Why do I get double damage? What is happening here?
It probably rolls it as if you crit sometimes, so you probably just do 1d6, I imagine.
Yeah.
Wait, it's like rolling multiple damages. Okay, that's really strange. All right. So, ignoring that entirely, I'll just roll damage over here because I don't trust whatever's happening with that thing. Hold on.
Yeah, you rolled like 4 damage.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what is going on right now. Like, so I'm just gonna try one more time with actual Roll20 and or not Roll20 with actual D&D Beyond. See what happens. Remind me to grab actual dice on my next break because the digital dice is super slow. I think that is a 4 that it landed on.
How much
4.
How much do you pull with a Thorn Whip, or do I make a save or anything?
I believe it is. Hold on, I'm getting the info now. It pulls 10 feet closer to me.
Okay, so you drag this guy up part of the cliff face, and he goes, ah, ah! Like
I would like to say that I got him by his literal belt, so I'm like yanking him up by the belt because I just think that's funny. Tall folk in my henge.
All right, so you pull him up, and he drops, and he kind of lands on his ankle. And he's like, oh, he takes 3 damage from falling, and I'm gonna make a dex save to see if he gets knocked prone. He maintains his footing. He's good.
Can I also see? I don't know if I can get down. I really want to get. Well, I have another weapon. Never mind. We're good.
I mean, I don't do either climb up to you or shoot you because you are above him. So this guy kind of like his ankle, and he moves.
Oh, stay there, tall folk. Don't come closer. Stay there.
He pulls his gun, and he will fire at one of you. Let's see. Kellen will be odd, and Merwig will be even. That's even. So Merwig, he pulls this device, and you hear a boom as he fires a gun at you.
I hate that.
That's a big hit. I rolled a 19 on the die.
Damn, well, that hits for sure. I just realized I don't know if my hit points are right, but whatever. We'll just go with it. We'll run with it.
You take 9 piercing.
Ow!
As this strange
thing
hits you. You don't even see it. And just blood starts spurting from your shirt.
Ow. Okay.
All right. Rennie, it is your turn.
5, 6,
to reload very quickly this crossbow, and you see this kind of ghost rat swarm seems to kind of almost fade, and then those eyes glow again, and the swarm almost in unison will engulf this dude down here. No longer at advantage, correct?
Correct.
All right, AC 14.
That will not hit, but there are 2 group. There's one group inspiration, 1 GM inspiration from Dave.
No, that's okay. I can miss. That's fine. Missing is part of the game.
Okay, so you take a shot. You take a shot with a crossbow. Oh, actually, Rennie, you have advantage. You're not still hidden because you hit. So.
Yeah, I have to re-hide. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you will miss.
Cool. I will do that, and then I don't really have any way to.
So that's 15 feet down there, or you can keep circling around.
Yeah, I'm gonna circle. I'm gonna kind of circle wide over here.
All right. This guy goes.
Actually, Gene, can I circle wide here and then like drop behind some crates?
You want to just drop down there? It's like a 10-foot drop.
If I can like do a little like acrobat roll or kind of do like a fly along the thing.
Make me an acrobatics check.
He's taken on, some people would argue, the progressives. He was absolutely the
16.
Okay, yeah, you slide down there and you don't take any damage.
Cool.
All right. So the other guy moves around. He sees you and fires at you, but you're gonna have a little cover from the crates.
Perfect.
So this guy kind of like circles around, pulls again this strange device, bang, and fires it at you. All right, that's like a 21 because I rolled a 17 on the die.
Big hit.
You will take 6 piercing. As this bullet slams into you.
It's your eyes, big folk.
All right, Kellen, it's your turn. The guy who's
Okay.
been thorn whipped and dropped and has a sprained ankle, he looks very hurt. The person that Rennie has hit looks bloodied.
Okay. Well, if they're gonna play firearms, I'm gonna play firearms. Here we go. Rolled a
let's use
one.
guns.
Natural one. So that's a problem, right? What do I have to roll now?
That is a problem, but I will say this, Norm. There are 2 group inspirations.
Good,
Use
then
that
I'll use
inspo,
it.
Norm.
I don't want this to be tragic. Please don't roll another one. Much better. 24.
That'll hit.
Okay. Looks like so. Let me just roll the damage. 11 damage.
Are you firing at the one Rennie's hit or the one that's really, really hurt?
The one that's really bad.
Okay, so you fucking just take aim down your large barreled gun, and boom, and just bird shot rips open this guy's chest, and he goes down with like a Wilhelm scream, like ah!
And then what I'll do is I can move. So which is the path I want to get down towards Rennie as it gets lower, so I can do my 25 right there.
So
Or
you
am I
have to
up here?
circle over to the bridge, and that'll be about 10 feet by the bridge.
Okay. Okay, I'm done.
All right, Julia, it's your turn.
All right, out of the group of us, not the bad guys, who looks the most hurt so far?
I look like I got shot in the arm, but I look okay.
You okay there, Kellen?
Yes,
All right.
I'd hit.
All right, so then, I won't do a second level, but I will cast a first level healing word, kind of at well, I can't even think. Sorry, your name, Chassel. Woo!
Castle word.
Chassel Fauntleroy. It sounds like Simlish to me for some reason. I just keep thinking it's Simlish. Yep. So I'm gonna cast healing word, and he will heal. I'm only doing it at first level, so because I'll save the other one for later. Wow, again, why is it rolling multiple times? I'm going with the first one. 8. Heal 8.
I look good as new. Thanks,
Great.
my wig.
And that's my bonus actions. So as my action, can I still do a weapon attack after doing that, or no?
Yeah, you have a full action. You can do a cantrip. Whatever you want.
Oh, sweet. That's right. I could, couldn't I? Yeah, I don't have a good... I could just Thorn Whip him again, I guess.
Remember with Thorn Whip, you don't have to pull them. You can choose not to. So
No,
like,
then
you're not like,
Yeah. I'm gonna try to Thorn Whip him again, see if it works. That's a 22 to hit. I think that hits.
That hits.
Great, that's 3 damage. Very small damage, because I'm a very small person, but...
Are you pulling that guy 10 feet?
Does that seem like that would advantage me at all? He's all the way down there.
Yeah, because you're only gonna get him 5 feet up.
No.
So he'll just drop, and he'll be fine.
No, I'll
All
just... Yeah, just make his life miserable.
It is pretty miserable. Oh, that guy's dead. Rennie, it's your turn.
So this guy is still standing with a pistol out, right? Right in here?
Yeah, and he's quickly reloaded it. Like, he's ready to shoot again.
Awesome.
They're very fast and seem proficient.
Cool. So I'm going to kind of dip into this tent next to me, Gene, and I just want to, like, shoulder a table over and kind of use it as cover. Like, I just want to knock a table clattering to the ground, and I kind of put my back against it. I quickly shove a crossbow bolt in. I give it another little kiss, and these rats just swarm up out from, like, behind the table where I am, and I dip my head over. And you guys notice that when, like, I dip my head over, my hood comes up, and it's all rat fur, and it's kind of like I look like I'm a big rat, sort of leading this swarm of rats,
You hear?
and I will take that
This
shot.
guy's like, "Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh my gosh, what is that?" And in a strange accent that you've never heard before.
Oof, not today, Gene. I rolled a 9.
Okay, so your crossbow goes wide as he like looking at the rats, and he just sees that flash of movement. This guy dipped to the right, kind of leveling his gun towards you, and he's gonna take a shot back at you.
Yep. We'll get back behind that table.
You will still get your +2 AC for cover. All right, I'll be AC 20.
Big time.
Ryan, you take another 10 points of piercing as this ball fires into you.
Fucking cheating! That's all I say.
All right, Kellen, it is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna. I guess I use for as far as the loading feature. I use my. How does that work? I load and then I
Pretty
can
much
fire.
at
right?
the end of your round, you reload. The loading feature just makes it so that you can't make more than one attack a round with your weapon.
Got it. Okay. All right. Let me shoot this guy.
You need a free hand.
You also need a free hand.
11.
That will miss.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'll make my way down the path.
Okay. Julia, it is your turn. Rennie, you're on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna take a minute to heal myself. Well, wait. How close is this guy to dead?
This guy is standing, and his gunshots seem to be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, I want to kill him. Never mind. Well, I will. Yeah, I'll just thorn whip him again. Wait, I have to get closer, don't I? Hang on.
No, I think Thorn Whip.
No, I'm
Nah,
still
you have
within.
range.
We're good. I'm gonna try to hit him again. Ooh, I might want to use. Do we have any group inspos left?
You have one group
I think we have
inspiration.
one.
Yeah, take him down.
Yeah, I don't want to risk missing him. So let's hope that's actually better. 10?
Oh no!
10.
Not good.
So he's gone wise to your trick, and he dives near this wagon.
Dang it.
And you slam into the wagon side. Rennie, it is your turn. Unless you have
Well,
anything
wait.
else.
Sorry.
actions
Bonus
in there,
action. I'm going to heal myself because I'm getting hurt too, and I don't want us all to die.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't see my roll. Where'd it go?
All right. Well, you take care of that, Julia. And just...
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. I heal 7. Sorry.
Awesome. All right, Rennie, it is your turn.
Gene, I'm gonna drop my crossbow down next to me, and I go. Sometimes you gotta take them down tooth and claw, and I'm gonna pull my short swords and fucking stab this guy, or attempt. Okay, short sword the first. Ugh, balls. AC 11.
Man.
That will not hit.
Second strike. 19.
That will hit.
There you go.
Okay, so the rats are going to go after him, and I'm going to deal 10 damage.
That is the magic number you needed.
Right.
So you slash forward, and he kind of like flips the pistol in his hand and like catches the first short sword, like and deflects it aside, but it leaves him wide. And as you stab forward with your offhand up his chest, rats crawl up the blade and begin nibbling and stabbing it as he kind of goes to the floor, writhing.
Nice.
Yeah, we are
I will.
Initiative.
All right. Let's see what these sons of bitches were up to. Gene, and I'm gonna let the rats finish their meal, but after a few moments, the ghostly rats will kind of fade away. I'm gonna run this dude's pockets.
Okay, yeah. So he has a strange, pouch with like a weird, like a brass tipped metal horn. And so he has a powder horn, for not being weird. He has cartridges and he has balls for another pouch, whatever he was loading and how he was using this firearm. He's wearing stud leather armor, has a short sword, and has, I would say, let's say, He has 7 silver, 1 gold of a strange currency.
Silver, 1 gold, strange currency. All right. I'm gonna kind of put the pistol, the shot, and the powder to the side, and I'm gonna look up to Kaboom and go, I don't recognize any of this. I mean, I know how it feels to get hit by it, and I rub like a bloody spot on my chest, but I got. You seem to have the same thing, but they don't look anything alike.
No, they're a little bit different. I don't have any of these, but I would be trained in their use if you don't mind me retrieving the equipment related to this.
Oh, they also
Hey.
have shields as well that they haven't grabbed. So this guy also has 9 shots on him. Like
Okay.
bullets. Matters for.
Are you still really hurt, Chassel?
I mean, yeah, I could do better, but listen, you hold on to your healing arts. I'm sure we're gonna need more of them before the day is through.
Well, I already made something earlier. I forgot to tell you, Gene, that I cast Good Berry earlier, so I'm gonna just hand him 3 Good Berries. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, I hand you 3, I hand Kellen 3, and I keep the other 4, and I'm just like, just in case.
Okay. Oh, incidentally, Gene, I just realized I'm a gunslinger, so I ignore the loading property of firearms. Okay.
Yep, that is awesome. So you do that. So that means that So the way they fought, Helen, they're skilled like you are. They were fighting like ignore the you realize that like that guy was ready to fight in melee with those guns, much like you could do.
Okay, I'll get the stats on them later and load up. They seem like they're pretty decent.
They are pistols and they do 1d10, but they also have that reliability of 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
But I will send them to you. But yeah, you can use them. They're one-handed guns. They look like they're more professionally designed. Sorry, they have reliability of let's say 1 and 2 because they are professionally designed.
1 and 2. Okay. Got it.
But like the
I'll start
barreling is
survey-
different.
sur-
Yeah.
I'll investigate it more since I haven't handled one of these. Is there anything else in the area that jumps out at me as far as exploring like the
Make me
area under tents or anything they may have salvaged?
Make me an investigation check.
Okay. $26.
Okay, so you see a crate that definitely had dynamite in it, but there's no longer any dynamite in it. You see a small forge. They seem to like have set up a base camp. Supplies for mining and excavating, and you will also notice that there's some like parts and equipment that look technologically advanced, like your level. Similar to your level, but nothing that you've ever seen. No design that is similar. They have like gears and cogs and things that would be used in advanced tinkering.
So this is the kind of the stuff I'm looking for as far as like working on my design improvements.
I mean, you think that if you disassembled one of these guns, you might be able to improve the reliability of your personal fire, because these are definitely well made.
Okay. By the way, guys, I have this bag. We can put stuff in it, but it holds like a lot of stuff, and we can kind of work things out at the end. You'll see. I'll kind of put some of the gear in there, and you'll kind of see that the bag is still light.
Oh, that's fucking clever, my friend. Yeah, here, and I'll take like the short sword, the guy's armor. I'm gonna take a shield for myself.
I'll say the guy
okay.
that Kellen shot like full chest of birdshot or like shotgun
Yeah.
shot. His armor is just ripped up. It's leather armor. So it's
Cool.
one suit of salvageable studded.
Cool. Yep. Then we'll only take the one suit studded. Kellen, do you take both pistols?
Yes, I could certainly use them if I could strip them down, but maybe if I can have one that's usable, I can maybe have you kind of show you how it works.
Yeah, I don't know if I like how loud they are, but damn if they're not effective. Again, I kind of rub that spot that I got shot in, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself. Sweet. I healed exactly how much I needed to heal.
Also, Chess, I have a question. Is it safe to say that what they're doing here is against the local laws?
Oh, big time. You go under the earth, you check with the sappers first. Especially if you're bringing dynamite down there, explosives.
And I will also say, because you got a 26 Norm, as you're going through one of the bigger tents, find a strange hat. A hat that a sapper would wear. One of those like helmets that has like grasses and reeds attached to it. It was
cool.
hidden. It was kind of like beneath some bedding and like in a foot locker. But you find one of those.
Ah. Oh, sapper hat. You said I'm like an honorary, like, deputized sapper.
For now, Gene, do I recognize this sapper hat?
It was definitely one of the people who went with your sergeant, but not your sergeant.
Okay. All right. Well, there's nothing to do but to do it. Merwig, you okay?
Neither.
Allergic to blood, are you?
I guess I never knew.
Yeah,
All
you see,
right.
I have some friends, and sometimes we run afoul of the law because we don't really pay attention to what's going on. So at least in this case, I'm not going to be arrested by the local sheriff.
A young gnome like you getting in trouble with the law. It's hard to picture, Kellen, but
It
somehow I
wasn't
think I can see it.
actually. It wasn't really my fault. I was with them, and I just happened to be in the area, so I just got scooped up.
Oh,
The
of
rest of them.
course. That's what everyone says who's guilty, right? That I was just nearby. I wasn't part of it.
Well, that's actually the truth. Actually.
I'm sure it is, lad, but we got bigger fish to fry, and I'm gonna start skulking my way towards this hole.
All right. You can make your way into the cave. You are stealthy. You don't have to roll it. What you approach about like 15, 20 foot in, you see this giant metallic wall. It has strange dials on it, like one of those like submarine turn wheels, and it also is covered in blasting marks. But you see no damage on the metal door thing.
Yeah, door remains closed.
But it definitely looks like there are blackened marks where dynamite was placed that Kellen you will recognize. But it does not seem to have damaged this contraption in any way.
Can I get a closer look at the contraption to see if it has any familiarity with anything my dad would have made?
Yeah, you can make me an investigation check or arcana or tinkering. You tell me what you want to try to do.
Let me see. We'll do
I mean,
investigation.
while Kaboom is doing this, I kind of can tell I have no idea what this is. So I'm just gonna kind of pat him on the shoulder and go, "I'm gonna walk our ass," and I want to kind of like sneak near the entrance and make sure no one's gonna sneak up on us.
Awesome. And so what are you gonna do, Norm? What kind of check?
22 investigation.
Okay. So you start looking at this. You've never seen anything of design. But you see two holes by that like turn crank. And it's the strangest thing. You know that like you've put together lots of weapons and you have this strange like hexagonal key that you use to tighten your nails and bolts and other things that your dad also uses for a lot of his devices. And it looks like one of those holes would fit that, let's say, Allen key.
Okay.
This like
Yeah,
strange hexagonal key that you have that you use to tighten your things. It's one of those holes.
Okay. I'm going to go in my pouch, grab it, and then kind of turn it, see if I can get it to turn.
So it fits in and it can kind of turn, but there's another hole like within arm's length that does not seem like it fits that. You think it's some sort of like strange locking mechanism that requires like the movement of two things, but you're not sure what the other thing is.
Dang.
And with your investigation, the other hole you look at, it looks like a keyhole.
Under right tool for the job, it says you've learned how to produce exactly the tool you need. With thieves' tools or artisan tools, you can magically create one set of artisan's tools. So I guess I can't make anything specific to that particular hole.
No, but I'll also say that if you kind of like look in and examine the keyhole, you have a feeling that there is some sort of trap. That if you don't hit the key like pins right, something will happen.
So basically, I get a sense of the tool that we need, correct?
Yeah, no, you think that it needs a key, so you could probably pick that lock and do whatever you're doing
But
with
there's a trap.
with the thing you have. But you have to be careful because if you don't pick the lock correctly, there some sort of trap will go.
Okay. So basically, this is a trap I can pick in advance. I just have to do a good job lock picking it.
Yeah, I mean, you could attempt to disable it.
Okay. Yes, there's a trap here. I don't know exactly what's going to happen if I mess it up, but you may want to move back a little bit. Both of you.
Heads up, lad. And
Already in
I'm
the
just gonna kind of,
shadows.
I'm gonna step like, over there.
Okay. Okay, I'll use my thieves' tools and see if I can disable this trap. So I have to roll for this?
Make a thieves tool check. So it'll be Dex plus your proficiency.
Okay. Total of 24.
All right. You know what? You even picked the lock with that roll. I don't, so you're like, wait a second, I know how this works, and you kind of like, you realize that the tumblers don't move in the key lock. Then you turn the Allen key thing you have, and it clicks once. Put a tumbler down. You move it up again, like another tumbler, and it seems like it's just like pattern of loosening and unloosening parts of the lock as you're operating with both hands. And your father's pretty clever, and so you kind of like think like, what would he do? How would he keep this stuff out? And you eventually get through it, and you hear a click, and nothing happens, but you're pretty sure the lock is opened.
Let me try to open it in case I didn't miss anything that's going to cause an explosion, so I'll only blow myself up.
So you start turning the fucking big wheel. You hear like that's just like rusty thing. Give me a strength check, Norm.
Okay. $11.
It takes a lot of effort, but eventually you get it using all your body weight. The thing has not been opened in a very long time, and you all hear like a grumble, a little bit of a rumble as this door opens like half a foot. It's a heavy, heavy door.
I'm gonna come rejoin Kaboom.
Oh.
You got it open, lad.
Yeah, this is all Dad right here. This is Dad's lab.
From the other side, you didn't even realize Merwig creeps out like the other side of it. Oh.
Well,
This is how he would do it.
I believe it. I mean, only a son would probably know the way. Just if there's someone else looking for your dad's stuff, we just showed them. I mean, we just opened the way for him. So, on your toes, yeah.
Yes, I would recommend that.
And I will help push the door the rest of the way with Kaboom, and I guess we'll roll inside.
All right. So, if you look on your map, you've been moved. You open this metal door. You are in pitch black. There is no light. you're in a strange, like, metallic chamber. There's no light. Everything is too smooth. Everything is like too seamed. It clangs. It's just very unnatural. But it is absolutely pitch dark in here. And there's the light from the outside of the cave does not seem to be reaching.
I'm gonna pull a torch and light up a torch.
As you light a torch, sitting in a corner, see a metallic gnome. It is just like completely slumped, just kind of. It almost looks like a statue, unmoving. And you see a
Yelp back. Ah!
just like completely unmoving, fully metallic. Honestly, it looks a little bit like Kellen, but it's different. And to Kellen, it looks like a spitting image of your father. He were made of metal.
Pretty darn cool, Dad.
I would say disturbing, but you know, cool. Cool is a word for it too. Gene, I kind of want to nudge it with my boot.
It just clang.
Craig is definitely poking it with the not the sharp end of the spear, but the blunt end of the spear that she definitely retrieved at some point.
Pink. It is strange. It is made of metal, a similar metal to whatever this structure is.
So I might have a clue as to what this thing is, right?
I mean, it looks.
Is it one of these infusions?
I mean, it could be a homunculus. It could be a steel defender. That is definitely your father. Definitely has those abilities because he's a battlesmith. So yeah, I mean, you look at it and it could be something. I mean, you never saw your dad never had a companion. He never had a built construct with him. But if you go up to examine it, it definitely looks like it has parts. You might be able to open it up.
Okay, let me take a look. See if it has any like a key, like any kind of like an Allen key or some other kind of key that I could
another
replicate.
hole that fits that same key your father uses. Open up its chassis, and inside you see a cracked gem that seems to be attached with like cables and different like arcane runes, but the gem in its center beneath seems cracked down the middle.
Do I get an assessment of what kind of gem this might be in case I could find a replacement?
You think it's probably like at least 100 gold gem, maybe.
Okay.
You might be able to mend the crack. You don't know. Like I said, it just has a crack down the middle.
Take a look.
I'd love to help you out, lad, but I have no idea what this is.
Let me think. Unfortunately, I don't have the particular cantrip at hand that will allow me to fix this.
You don't have the mending cantrip?
I do, but it's not memorized.
Cantrips are always memorized.
For some reason, I only have two. I only have two available, right?
Yeah, what are your two cantrips?
Yeah, it's not that.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't have the mending cantrip. Yeah, you might be able to do anything. Are you proficient in jewelry tools or whatever?
Let me take a look. Alchemist supplies, herbalism, thieves' tools, tinker's tools, and woodcarver's tools. No jewelry.
Okay. Do you have any gems on you?
Who would know? We never really divided the spoils. Let me see what's on here.
Gene, can I kind of look over Kellen's shoulder? Does it look like the pieces, like it's one piece with a crack, or like they're separate?
It's just a gem that has a slight crack in it. It's a solid gem.
Okay. I mean, I've heard that you could maybe fill the crack with something else to make it whole again.
Hmm. I'll look at my components that I usually have. Do I have anything I can mix? Usually I have that
Make me
different like herbs that I use.
Make me an Arcana check.
Yeah, Merwick has no idea how to help, but she's trying to be helpful, so she's like pulling out various food, like maybe if we stuff the cracks with food, somehow it will work.
I rolled a 17.
Okay. Well, you look at this and you're like, gem. It probably needs some work. It needs to be whole. I don't have any gems, but you do know that you do know something that you could do that makes things that shouldn't work. But it's experimental, and you've just recently learned that it may not be the best source. But you have a feeling that if you were to somehow etch that symbol, maybe in blood or something, it might make something like this work. Who knows?
Hmm.
Hey, kiddo, listen. Before you look like you're getting stressed out over there, let's look around a little bit, see what we see. You never know. There could be a spare something. What does this thing need? A leg?
Hmm. Let's look around, but I have a couple ideas of what I could try. But again, it could cause an explosion. Hmm.
Yeah. So let's call that option B, and let's look around a little bit.
All right.
Okay.
See, like,
Colin seems a little disappointed.
you see like a railed track heading in a northward direction for your light reveal. Seems to be there's a metallic door behind you and a metallic door like 30 feet ahead of you.
Gene, this metallic door, does it differ than the one we just came through?
It looks similar. It has again that similar rolly thing. But it no, sorry, it doesn't have a rolly thing. It just you just see the seam of a door. You don't see any handles. You don't see anything, and you see a glass panel on the wall, to the right of it.
Hey, Merwig, come here. I'll boost you up. See if you can see in that panel.
Okay.
Sorry. The panel's not on the door. It's literally on the wall to the right of it.
Still.
It's not like a porthole in the door, Gene, right?
Right,
It's not that. It's like a panel on the side. I got it. Never mind. My brain was like, oh, it's in the door. I kind of try to push it. I slide. I attempt to manipulate it.
In its current state, it does not seem to react. And you don't see any
Okay.
Like, there's a seam in the door, but it is sealed. So it'd be very hard to get nowhere to grip.
I say we'll come back to this, but I'm not sure what that's about. And I'm gonna start moving.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah.
In the way we came in, can the door be secured from the inside so we don't get any visitors?
You can close it from behind you, and you notice that there's that same circular mechanism with again another keyhole. And I will say, on that gnomish creature, there's a key.
Key on the creature?
Yeah, that weird gnome machine that looks to your dad. There's a key on it in a pouch.
Huh.
And it also has a matching Allen key thing like yours, just a little bit more advanced.
Okay. Let's hold on to that. That might get us through some doors. Yeah. Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this might help us. I grab the key and pop it in my pouch.
Okay. Yeah, and you see as you kind of move along this track, which definitely looks like something could be wheeled on it or pushed, or it could be a ladder. It's hard to tell because you don't really you feel like you're walking on the floor. Another one of these metal doors with a hand panel, but nothing else. Again, same. Like you see the seam in the wall, so you know it's a door, but you don't see any handles.
Can I feel around and maybe there's a hidden key that I can use this?
Make an investigate.
Can I help? Kellen out?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Uh, 13 and 13, so I guess it's 13.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you think if you could probably get a crowbar in that seam and try to pry it, but you do not see any natural way to open it.
No, I don't think I want to pry this. Dad,
Did
will come up with
somebody
another
say
way.
crowbar? And I pull out a crowbar.
No, but that works just as well.
I mean,
Oh.
there's. Listen, I'm willing to try something else, Kellen, but you gotta tell me what.
The strong survive and thrive. Break it. Do it.
I really hate to break anything Dad made, but we kind of need to get in there. Why don't we just try it? Maybe we won't damage the door.
All right. And Gene, I will do my best to wedge that crowbar in there and give it a crowbar.
All right, please give me an athletics check, and because you have a crowbar, it'll be a slightly lower DC.
Give it a crowbar.
Is the DC 4, Gene?
DC4.
It is not. You wedge the crowbar in, but you cannot seem to move this door.
Kellen says, hold on a second. Basically, Kellen reaches into a pouch and pulls out a potion. Maybe this will work. You drink it up and it'll make you much stronger.
Well, bottoms up. Yeah, cheers.
Your strength is 21 for 1 hour.
Oh, I feel like I can punch out the moon.
All right.
Just open the door.
Oh, yeah, right, door.
Moon next.
And
Moon
I will reattempt the door, Gene. All right, so I'm going to make an athletics, but add 5 to this check, so 13.
All right. With that last boost, and because you have a crowbar, it became DC 13. This door like slides open, but is resisting. There's nothing helping, and you pry it open like a foot and a half just so you guys can squeeze through because you don't need the full door width for your people's size. And you see a small room ahead of you and a corridor that keeps going up.
Continue along.
Yeah,
next.
I will squeeze my way in.
In this room, you see some it's like a workbench with some like tools and maintenance supplies. There's different wrenches and hammers, and there's small like canisters that seem to have like a pilot light that could be lit. A lot of strange, weird things in here. Again, there's another one of these panels on the other side of the door, and that's what you're seeing. Again, the place is pitch dark. It is eerie. It is silent. You do not hear any noise besides the clanking as you make loud noise, even when you're passing out a trace. It's still kind of loud in here, but there's not as much echo. But you're making tons of noise as you pry these doors, but it does not seem you don't hear anyone reacting. Like you didn't hear anyone react to the gunshots outside. You don't, you're in this cold, silent place, and the air is.
I'm going to make some more noise. I'm going to open my bag and grab all that stuff. That's all that's good for maintenance stuff, and I'm just going to shovel it right into the bag.
All right, make a note for yourself, and we'll get into what it is. You know what, Norm?
Okay.
Make me an investigation check.
Okay. 17.
As you're kind of siphoning through, you find this like strange cylinder. As you open it up, you see a glowing gem that looks like about the size of what was inside that creature that was cracked. It just seems to be a gem that seems to be glowing, like about 5 feet of light.
I suppose if we go back and load up and replace this gem, maybe things would be much easier for us.
Okay, now just hear me out. I'm not opposed. I know this is your dad's work, but could that be a murder gnome bot and you will turn it on, and it will murder us
Oh,
gnomes.
yes, maybe my vision was it making the hens blow up. Oh no, I didn't think of that.
Well-
I didn't think we might be the cause. Oh, I
Hmm.
have to consult my
Well-
visions. I eat a mushroom just like while we're standing there.
I'm waiting to hear the
How many of those
result
have
of
you
your
had?
visit.
Her
No, it's
eyes
better not to
dilate
ask.
as she looks at you.
Oh
Well,
boy.
taking into consideration all kinds of variables. Hold on. I had the 1, subtract 3. I'd say there's probably a 6% chance it could cause an explosion.
It's pretty good. I'll take that. That's pretty good odds.
6%.
Kellen's all happy. So we'll head back to the room and replace the gem.
All right.
Of course, I just picked that 6% wherever I got it from.
Make me a tinker tool check, please.
Okay, it's a dex.
No, it can be
You need
intelligence.
ice.
It can be intelligence plus.
I'm sorry, what is it? Oh, good. That's much better for me.
Randy, you were doing something.
23.
I just slowly
26.
draw my short sword.
Okay.
26.
So with delicate tools, you pull out like a set of tongs. You like twist and pull, and you pull out this this gem that's cracked. Toss it aside or put it in your bag because you might want to look at it later. You put those tongs in very operation style without touching the insides. Drop it, lock it in, and you hear a "Ooh," and the eyes of this creature glow green. And it goes geek, geek, and like chassis closes, and it goes, "Hello, I am your assistant, Mr. Mernig. Professor, how can I help you?"
We wish to explore the
and
laboratory.
This is all in Gnomish.
Okay. I'll respond in Gnomish. I wish to explore the laboratory.
Ah, it seems like I am disconnected from the laboratory. All systems are down. We must get to the power core to reinstate power and defenses. This place could be compromised.
Let's proceed with all due haste.
All right, and he stands up. I seem to be missing a few of my devices, but that is okay. And he begins walking straight up.
What devices might you be
Half of those
missing?
words.
I am missing my key and my focus that allows me to access and use certain arcane abilities and magitech.
I can help you with the key. So I grab it out of my pouch and put it back where it was on his person.
Okay,
Thing.
yeah. That is great. And he seems to like look at all of you and then continues walking. And it looks like your dad. Identical to your dad. Just made of metal.
Awesome.
This is good. Okay. I'll follow.
All
I
right,
guess
so
it's not gonna blow up. All right.
as you guys kind of head up to the top area, it comes to a last room. And you notice that above you, there's a ladder and a hatch.
Ladder go down or up?
It goes up to the hatch, and the hatch has one of those hand things, and 2 keyholes, and a spinny thing. Huh. I cannot open that door without the device.
The focus. Can you tell me what the focus looks like?
He describes the key that you took off him.
Well, I gave it to him.
Oh, no, but you gave him the key back. He had a key, and he had one of those multi-tools that looked like your Allen key thing.
And I'll give him back so the other object I have, I'll give back to him.
Okay. Very good. This is a multi-tool. And he kind of jams it in there, and the key, and he turns it. It is sad that we don't have power, but at least emergency functions can open. And he begins clicking it, and he goes, and let's make a strength check. Oh. It seems like the rotator is jammed. And he climbs back down. Is there someone stronger who can open it? My limbs do not seem to be operating at full functionality.
Do a little like gnome muscle flex. I got this one. No.
Professor, are these your guests or are they intruders?
They are my guests.
Excellent.
Question: what would happen if we were intruders? That we're not, but if what would happen to intruders if they showed up?
Ah. Well, I would have to try to disable you, and if the defenses were operating, they would also attempt to remove you. Much like a cell cleaning out the body of a disease. You would be a cancer that had to be removed, with extreme
I don't know.
prejudice.
You said a lot of words. I don't know what most
We
of them
would
meant.
remove the life from your living being, and you would then become objects.
Understood.
No,
Yep, loud
these
and
two
clear.
these two are my guests, but anybody that else is in here should be considered an intruder.
Excellent. And his eyes flash red first. They flash back green. Yes, please. Kind of gestures up to the hatch above.
You see the look on Chaz's face. He is uncomfortable with all of this, but he goes
Merwig-
along with it. And
Merwig too. Merwig's like, this isn't of nature. I don't like it. Like,
Alright, make me another athletics check.
23, now that I'm Buffy McBuffton.
Just without, you just... And you push open this hatch. And it opens to that next.
Oh, I see.
And you see you're in a small corridor. They're really, again, there's not much around here. Clear walls, and you notice you're like, kind of like if you've ever been in like one of those subways or buses that has like the accordion pieces. It seems like where those two, where this hall intersects and there's two wedges, you see a similar material. And then you see another one of those metal flat doors that has one of those pads, but does not seem to have a way to open it.
Let us continue.
Excellent. And the gnome, your assistant, moves forward. He seems to like touch the pad, and for a second, that device glows. And he puts his hand on it, and the door doesn't do anything. But he goes, it should be looser. And he puts his hand on it, and you hear a clunk, like magnetism. And he slides the door, kind of like they're on rollers, but there's nothing stopping it anymore. And it opens like 1.5 feet. Follow me.
This is the best place ever. Continue on.
Boom, I know we just met, but that is a hard disagree from me, buddy. This place is strange.
Kellen almost looks intoxicated by all the technology.
Giant eyeballs.
Merwig just looks intoxicated. Period.
He goes, one level above us is the power core. This is just the main area where we control the maneuverability of the device. Follow me, please.
Yes.
Wait, the device? What is the device?
It's not natural. It's not natural.
The mobile laboratory, of course.
Just saying words, and I'm sure they mean something.
No,
I
this is
don't
perfect.
know what those words. This is perfect.
This is like Norm's turtle. This is amazing. You're gonna love this. Let's proceed to the power core.
Now you're saying words, and I don't know what's happening. Oh, and you're stoned out of your fucking mind, Merwig.
Really? It's all good. I'm great. Let's go.
I just take out my little rat buddy and I just start to pet him and hope to comfort myself that way. But I will lead. I will follow.
There's another hatch. You don't need to make a check with your new improved strength. Pop it open.
Keeps moving on me, and I keep thinking that there's not a map there, and then when I zoom out, it's like, oh, there we are. uh,
All right, you guys should be now up at the bottom of the map. As you climb up and you see two metal doors, one to your right, one to your left. There is a stair above you that seems to ladder above you that goes to another hatch directly above you. And there is a large set of metal doors that seem similar to the front entrance doors you went.
We use this time to take a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I know it's starting to get late.
Yeah, all right.
Stop here.
So it's 10 o'clock now. So why don't we come back at 10:15 and we'll try to wrap before 11.
Okay.
Or we'll wrap when you're done with the power core, and then we'll see what happens. That'll be great. So yeah, we'll come back at 10:15.
Sounds good.
And when we're done with the adventure, I will show you the whole map. See what exactly is going on.
I love this place.
Yeah,
it's a henge of corn.
We're gonna take this baby right out of here.
All right, we are back.
Quiet. I didn't realize that you were saying that for a second there, and I
No.
was like, da 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 da.
No, we're back. Sorry, I had to adjust
Yay.
our Roll20 map so the other people could see where you guys were. So, yeah, you guys kind of enter this chamber. You see, again, 2 of those sliding doors and 1 large door that seems similar to the front door that you entered. Assistant kind of starts walking toward that.
Assistant, I have one question for you.
Yes, Professor.
What's the last thing you remember before you became inoperable?
Darkness. Are you asking what led up to the events of the darkness?
Yeah, your
Please
darkness when
specify.
I found you. Were there intruders recently in here?
No. I believe the professor left in a hurry. All of the power from this place drained. And eventually, I drained. Stop working.
Okay. Lead us to the core.
All right. He heads over to that large door at the bottom. Kind of puts the keys in. I will need your guests' assistance to turn this crank.
Okay.
Okay.
Rennie, make me an athletics.
Oh. Only 14.
That's enough. I mean, it takes a little time, but you open it, and you see this giant gem in the center that's completely dull, no cracks, and there's a strange like console with levers and buttons and pull devices in front of it, leading up to it. And there seems to be an area like where you like put your hand into a hole.
Assistant, can you give me the status of the power core?
It is completely drained.
Recommendations.
Recharging it with energy.
You have the equipment to do so.
I believe you do, Professor.
Okay. Tell me what I must do.
He looks at you like you asked a crazy question.
Wait.
Can I fuse it with magical energy? If I put my hand, I guess it'll drain me of power.
I mean, you could attempt an Arcana check to figure out what's going on. A tinkering check. You let me know what you want.
Let me see. Tinkering is intelligence plus my proficiency, right?
Correct.
That's way better. I'll do that. I rolled a natural 20.
Ooh, there it is.
You look at this device and you realize that it has some minor controls and functions. Obviously, they're not accessible. But you think that what it looks like it does is someone uses their spell power, puts it into this tube, their arm into, and depending on how skilled they are, like with your tinkering or arcana, you can boost the efficiency of whatever spell slot you put into it to give it power. It is currently at 0, and its gauge, I wrote this down, seems to go pretty high. It seems it has a 0 to about a 50, and there are ticks at every 5 mark.
Okay, so basically I currently have 3 first level spell slots, but I also have that obsidian gem that will give me an additional 3 first levels, so I can cast the equivalent of 6 first level spells into it.
And like I said, you think that if you use an Arcana check, you might be able to make more efficient power. So your first level slot might turn into something more. And it looks like it'll accept any form of a magical slot.
Okay. So it's Arcane is the best, or you said I can also use Tinkering?
I mean, yeah, but anyone can do it. So
Anyone. Okay.
so it's like everyone who has spell slots can participate and help, but it will essentially every time you do it, you must make an Arcana or Tinkering check per
Ah,
person, and that'll determine how efficient their spell slot is.
excellent. My friends, this is where we can all assist. Since I imagine you both have spell casting ability, as you've shown. What you do is you work with the device, and it will drain the power that you use for your spells, thereby giving the power core more power. Let me demonstrate. So I'll be the first one. So I'll put my hand in and I'll use a tinkering check.
All right, please roll. As you're about to do it, the assistant goes, "Good luck, Professor," and he casts guidance on
Oh, good. What does that give me? 1d6?
1d4 to your roll.
Okay, so that's a 17 and 19 total.
Okay, that's you hit a threshold. So your spell slot for this current use is going to give you a 1/4/2. So if you do a first level slot, it becomes 2 levels of power.
Okay, so 2 levels.
Okay.
All right, yeah, and you can keep doing it, but every time you need to make a check, and it'll the higher the check, the more efficient you are in putting spell power.
Let me do 3 first levels then.
All right, you'll put another first level, roll me another check, and you will get guided as well.
Okay, it's 26 that time.
That is so that is a 1/4/4.
144. So what does that mean?
So you put 4 more slots in for one.
Okay. Okay. So the first one was 2, the second one was 4, right?
All right, so as you hit the first gauge, minor lights begin to light the area. Air begins to start pumping, and the panels to all of the doors seem to light up. You have activated emergency power, life support, and all of the doors.
Ah, beautiful. Let me do one more. My last one.
We'll get
Rolled a
guided
net
again.
20.
You'll get guided again.
It's 27.
Try to get that 30, bro.
29.
Oh, it's close. So you'll get another 4 for this.
Camera.
All right, so
I'm done.
the power brightens for a solid moment, and everything's a little bit more brighter. And devices on the panels begin to glow and ping. You hear you see again it's on minimal power. The scanners seem to start working, and you now begin to hear noise upstairs above you. You start hearing the sound of minor explosion.
Ooh,
It seems
that's
like
got to be good.
it seems like the minor defense systems are dealing with some intruders.
Of course, our
Um,
friends are back. Merwig, you want to give it a try?
I'll take a look at it. Can I guess I'll do. I don't know if I want to do a second level. I'll just do the equivalent of one of my first level spells.
Okay.
Specifically, it's Long Strider. If anyone cares to know, but it really doesn't matter.
Make me an Arcana check.
Ooh, okay. Not very high int, so that's pretty bad. That's an 8.
It will be a 1/1.
Boo! Okay. Well then, I'll do another one. Whatever.
Okay. Another check, please. You also get guided. Sorry, assistant.
Oh, you get
That one's a 3.
Okay,
Plus guidance. Hold on. And can I roll another d4 since I didn't roll one before?
it won't matter.
Or no?
You need to hit a 15.
Oh,
to
then
get
no.
the first step. So
It's not going to matter.
It'll be another 1 for 1. Okay.
Okay.
So another +1. While she's doing that, I'll recharge my spells off the my gem.
I think I have something that lets me charge some spells. Hold on.
You do. You can do it during a short rest, and if you guys want, you can take a short rest, I guess. But you do hear there is some conflict happening above you.
Yeah, we probably should. We probably should investigate the conflict.
Assistant goes, Professor, would you like my assistance?
For the threat, yes.
Oh, I was saying to help you power the core.
Oh, that's even more important.
yeah.
Yes, proceed. Where are the intruders?
They are above us, I believe. He kind of looks at this paneling. I believe they are in the upper levels. The barracks, the meeting chambers, and the main weapon, which is not currently powered. One moment, and he puts his arm in, and I need to roll it. Someone roll me a d20, please.
Someone else, because mine is acting stupid.
Rennie, come on.
14.
13.
That'll be an
Sorry.
18 and a guidance.
Oh, 18.
Oh, I got that too. So that's a 20. So he will put in a second level slot, and he will get 8 out of it. As
Oh,
no, 20 is 3. So he'll get 6 out of it. Is enough. And all the lights kind of go back. They're fully up and running. He goes, we are now at medium power. Main weapons are working. This should last for a few hours.
can any of the weapons be used against the intruders?
I believe they will be currently used against the intruders, if there are intruders. We'd have to get to the bridge in order to fully access the use of this full facility. And at that moment, the 2 doors to the right and left of you open.
Assistant. Would it, what happens if we put more power in it now? What the next stage of power? What does that get us?
It would be at full power. That is, I do not know what that would do for you, but it would make the facility be running at full power. And you see two mechanical men, clockwork golems, seem to walk out of the room.
Ooh.
These look of the same design?
They look cruder. Like, while this assistant seems to be able to like do fine manipulation, these things look like they're just like suits of armor.
So we think they're on our side at this point.
They don't seem to attack you. They just kind of step out
good.
like before they were obviously not on or something.
Assistant, what's the location of the bridge? Is that upstairs as well?
That is above us.
Well, let's proceed.
Okay.
Kellen, do you want more power for this thing, or are we good here?
I'd say we're probably pretty good for right now. Let's deal with the threat.
Okay.
Get to the bridge, control systems.
All right. You guys, the 2 assistant looks at the 2 metal golems and goes, "Please protect the power core from the intruders." Just go and just nod. Kind of stand
Got it.
guarding ready.
You know, I would love to have a few of these down in the tunnels. Just saying.
Let's proceed.
All right. So as you head up to this thing, it has a hatch, but it has also one of those glass panels that now seem lit up. He goes, "Professor, please open the door."
Okay. What do I think I need to do? Put my key against this? Or just kind of wave my hand against it?
You don't know. You saw that he put his hand against it, and it seemed to do an unlocking mechanism.
Okay, let me try that as well.
Okay. Make me an Arcana check.
Okay. 7.
It flashes red. He goes, Professor, is everything okay?
Grab your
Assistant,
wrist
what's
real
that?
fast, Kaboom. Kellen, and I'm going to try to whisper. I don't know if this thing can hear me. He keeps calling you Professor. You look a little young. I bet this thing thinks you're your dad. So your hand wouldn't be your dad's hand.
Hmm.
And then I let go of your wrist. Assistant, can you open the door for us? That'd be really great.
I can, but I'm just making sure the professor is not trying to trick me, and he is some sort of intruder.
Can you verify that some other way?
Yes, I would like a voice recognition. Please tell me your secret passphrase.
Oh,
My eyes go
I'm taking
wide.
this for myself.
Well, this is how we die. This is how we die.
All right. Is there a phrase your dad?
Yeah, I'm going through my memory banks now. Is there anything I think of that my dad said that could possibly be the right phrase?
Make me just a raw intelligence check.
Not a bad roll. 24.
All right. Let's see. You remember that your dad would often give you a nursery rhyme that he would tell you occasionally or mumble it to himself when he was working or humming. So, think that maybe.
You look at Kellen, he's kind of going through the calculations in his head, our chances of getting killed. He says 75%. I'll hum the same phrase. I'll hum the same nursery rhyme.
All right. Let me hear a little bar of it. Make it up for me right now in your dad's voice.
Okay.
Jeez.
All right. Give me a performance check.
Oh boy.
And I'll
You
gi-
roll
we
better
go.
than you've ever rolled in
I'll
your
give
whole
you
life.
I'll give you advantage because you actually hum
All right.
something for.
Okay.
Oh.
16.
Okay, I'm gonna roll an insight check.
Oh no!
I rolled a 9, but I'm gonna use one of those DM inspirations that I was given.
Your roommate is responsible for that. I will destroy him.
It
I will
was
destroy
only
him.
a 6. This guy doesn't have a high insight. He's a robot.
Oh.
He goes, Professor. Interesting. That's acceptable. And he goes, he heads up and he presses his hand against the handle. It glows green and the door like releases. And you as
See
it
drips of
releases
sweat falling from Kellen.
and it kind of lifts like an inch, you hear boom, boom. The auto ballistas are activated, and you hear of like guns being fired back. You hear as there's like clearly a fight happening above you, a little bit of a distance away. And if you everyone make me a perception check.
Didn't roll too good on that one. I rolled a 5.
13.
8.
Okay, 13. There are 2 fights happening, Rennie. One to the right and one to the left. For the rest of you, there's a fight happening. But they are not in the room that you will be entering.
I
That's
kind of do
helpful.
that, like, look left, look right. There's more than one group fighting up there. I say we go up stealth the SB and maybe try to tip the odds. All right,
Excellent idea.
I'm gonna kind of bite down on my short sword and climb this ladder to the next level.
All right. So, yeah, why don't you make me a stealth check?
Sure.
And I'll say that it's on the tail end of the hour, so you still get your pass without a trace.
Yay.
Well, it's a natural 1 if that matters, Gene. If not, 17.
Hey, 17 ones don't fail skills. All right. Anyone else coming up?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yes.
All right. Everyone, please make me stealth check.
Oh, I did athletics. Whoops. Stealth.
We still had the 10. Till the 10, right? 15.
19.
Ooh, I rolled a 17 on that without any stealth bonuses from you guys.
Hmm.
Professor, are we ambushing the intruders?
Yes, we are.
Excellent. Stealth mode engaged. Doesn't do anything different.
Fuck up!
I mean, you got a 19. So, you guys head upstairs, and if you look on the map, with the power on, the floors of this place seem to glow brighter. The room is a lot more vibrant, as you now can see. You see 2 doors, one to the right, one to the left. And it seems like the hatch, there's another ladder going up to the hatch above you. And you hear fighting and explosions happening in the 2 rooms, one to the right, one to the left. You hear people screaming.
Let me go right.
Well, I would hope that.
As you guys begin
God.
moving forward, the doors burst open, and you retreat, 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 and 2 guys pop out, and that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Oh, good. That's a great spot.
Okay.
Wow.
So, you're at the next level, and now the maps have color because you turn the power on.
Exciting.
Yeah, great job, guys. I'm glad we got. That's where I wanted to get to. So,
Man.
you've powered up the mobile laboratory, whatever that means. You have assistant with you, ready to assist, and there seems to be a large fight happening inside whatever this area is.
Boy.
So,
Man. This is going to be fun.
great job. All right. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I guess I will do a raid thing because I'm good at D&D. Yeah, this is definitely the parts of this are from the Eberron, the Last Rising book, are the battle maps that I kind of like took and put in order that I needed them, but they're from there, so it's all WotC. I'm not stealing it. I bought the book, fine. And then the other parts are like 2-minute tabletop. But yeah. Thanks. Let me go raid someone.
Yeah, this is super fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. This is good.
It was amazing. I'm intoxicated due to adventure. I will not be able to sleep. I'm so excited. A mobile laboratory? Yes, please.
Norm, Kellen's like, mine now.
I need all of this right now.
We're going to use this baby to find Norm. Need to fix this up and get it ready to go.
Nice.
All right. Looks like no one that I know is online, so I'm not gonna rate anyone because I'm a bad person. But I will go over to
Checks out.
I'll go to our credit scene so everyone can read all those fancy things of people doing it. Thanks
Aw.
everyone for participating and giving the inspirations, but we did not get any followers
you.
or subscribers, so that is cool because we've been gone for a little while. But we'll be back and we're gonna try to be more scheduled. Hopefully, my life isn't terrible.
We're doing it.
Doing the thing.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Yes,
Thank
wave your
you,
goodbyes,
Gene.
and I
Thank
will
you.
move over
Thank
to the
you,
next
Bye.
one.
Julia. Thanks, Rennie.
Thanks. Thank you.